up on the hill. People never stand, they just don't care.
I saw your Mike. I saw your tweets, and I was putting together the set list. I was like, okay, ask and you shall receive.
I fucking love it. Beautiful. Oh, fuck, right away.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Mystery Titans Theater. My name is Travis Voloshin, and this is going to be a really fun show because with us, as always, is your buddy and mine, Johnny Hedspeth. Johnny, how are you?
I'm doing good, man.
You put together this playlist, I should mention.
Yes, I did.
It's a really good one, and we got, as always, also the Chief J historian, the Ken Burns of wrestling, the third brainbuster, Kelly Nelson. Kelly, how you doing?
Oh, it's great to be back. It feels like it's been a while since I've done the solo and the guest room here.
Yeah. And we are thrilled to have with us for the first time here. And a great wrestler and a guy, I can call him a friend, but this is going to be honestly the longest time we've ever really kind of hung out. So I'm looking forward to that. Mike, Mr. Ferguson. How you doing, Ferg? Let's go.
We're not friends, but we're in the wrestling business, so we're brothers, brother.
That's right. I love it. I love it. And right away, we're starting with one of your faves here, Abyss.
Absolutely.
How did you fall for Abyss?
Like I'm 34, so I was right in that prime wheelhouse of like that ROH come up, TNA come up, WWE really sucked. So I wasn't a big internet head like Makabe or anything. So I would just go to HMV and buy those best of like TNA DVDs.
Yeah.
And fucking those hardcore ones were just filled with the best. I mean, look at this. Can they see the Titantron right now?
Yeah, of course.
And how could you not like this guy, man? Human weed just destroying people with thumbtacks and everything. Like I fell in love with him right away. I always loved Foley too. So I was like, this is Foley and Undertaker in one person. Like, let's go.
I always thought he looked like Mankind and Kane. Sort of.
Yeah, definitely looks like
Kane,
but Kane stinks.
Yeah,
this is
way better version.
So I always say Taker and Foley.
Yeah, it works for me.
Yeah, I'm
this
50,
is by the way, this is like a 2-hour repeat of the Titantron.
Yeah, this is
that's all the show is.
This is definitely a fan edit of this.
I've seen a lot of Sabu
getting the backbreakers.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm 54, so right around that same time, 2004, I became the hardcore Ring of Honor guy because I started going to as many shows as I could because I was right outside of Philly. Okay,
all right. I saw this on
There's
here.
A bit of a contrast.
This is crazy. So this is May of '85.
Yeah.
And Oprah Winfrey is hosting.
I was going to say, is that Oprah? But I didn't want to be racist. Just kind of kept like, that chick looks exactly like a young Oprah.
Yep. You got to turn it up just a little bit.
Yeah,
because
I think so. Yeah.
Listen to Jerry Valiant try to explain. Listening to Gentleman Jerry Valiant try to explain what's going on to Oprah is pretty wild.
Okay. So there's our boy. Nice, man.
Nice.
Fuck, our buddy Matt P saw that shirt on for $120 Canadian on eBay. Wow. I was like, a vintage Tito t-shirt.
Yeah, you could probably get it for cheap.
I can tell him to see if he's got it in his closet that he can bring
to
the Commodore.
Earl Hebner probably sold them out of his fucking car truck.
Yeah. Okay, real quick. That reminds me, Mike, you'll love this. I went to one TNA show out here in Colorado some years ago. It was a few weeks before Hogan showed up there. And it was at this hockey arena. There was maybe 125 people there. It was insane. Great card. AJ Samoa Joe was the main event. Man. Afterwards, they were doing autograph signing things with AJ in the ring. And I just kind of walked down the ringside. I'm just leaning over there, just watching this shit. And Earl Hebner, I'm holding my ticket in my hand so people can see I have a ticket. Earl Hebner just walks up to me without asking and just grabs my ticket and gives me his autograph and hands it to me. And I just looked at him, I go, I didn't want this.
No, man. It's like, all right, no, I'd rather throw it out than keep that.
Oprah loves the fights.
Oh, yeah.
So why is this happening? I don't understand.
Well, this was at the time. I don't know if they just did like a 4 or 5 part Behind the Bastards on Oprah.
Did they really?
And they touched
yeah.
on this?
Wow.
No, but they talked about these were her days as when she first made
Local.
it on local Chicago television.
Yeah, this was just before she went national, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, very close. I don't know the story behind this. For some reason, they did a taping in conjunction with her show, right, Johnny?
I'm gonna look it up.
I think so. AM
Moose.
Chicago or Chicago
Yeah,
AM?
AM Chicago.
AM
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah, Moose is in the chat saying he remembers this, and you can tell when Hogan
Really?
gets called out. So I guess we'll be looking for
Like
that.
I've known this existed for years, but I've
Look at this
never
ref. See that
seen
refs count? That was unique. It's got a bit of a
Yeah,
quiver.
who knows where they got this dude from? And Jerry Valiant as the color guy. That's weird. Canadian guy. One of the Valiants from the late 70s, and then he came back in the mid 80s and was doing mostly jobs on Saturday Night's Main Event. So I don't know why they chose him to be the color guy. It's so weird.
Okay,
Of all
well,
the
here's what
people.
this was. This was actually the Oprah Winfrey Show before it was the Oprah Winfrey Show.
There we go.
It says WWF ran a card that aired exclusively on the morning show AM Chicago on WLS TV, ABC 7 and 85. The following year, AM Chicago would go national as the Oprah Winfrey Show.
Wow.
Wow, there you go.
And this is a big time
Gosh.
match here, actually.
Jesus, Oprah. Well, the best color, the hidden gem of a color commentator.
And this is early days Dream Team. This is pre tag champs for them. Actually, yeah, Tito and Valentine were still feuding over the
Yeah.
IC
Just
belt.
just think how much better.
Awesome.
Just think how much better My Country in the World would be if instead of Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz, she just had platformed Greg Valentine.
There we go.
Tito, talking about being a teacher and everything. It'd be great.
Who's that?
Jerry Valiant.
Oh yeah, Jerry Valiant. Sorry. Yeah, we saw it. Okay.
The referee, Scatman Crothers.
That's I was gonna say that more than once.
This is like the type of referee where you'd have to, like, if you knew you had him, you'd have to cut out like 4 falsies because he doesn't want to get down and count.
The Bronco Lubitsch approach.
Yeah, he'd be like stomping with his foot eventually, like, no, come on, go home, guys.
We've got an umpire in my nephew's baseball league, and I saw him again today. He looks just like Morgan Freeman.
Wait, sorry. Really, what do you call that move, Mike, that JYD just did? Do you have a name for that?
No idea about it.
God damn it.
Like, pedigree with no bump.
Yeah.
The Jolly Jumper, we know.
That's what we called it. Johnny,
Jolly
sorry.
Yeah.
I called it a noggin knocker.
Yeah.
But there already is
that's not
noggin
the-
knockers.
The
Yeah,
noggin
I
knocker
know.
is
But the
slamming
Jolly
heads.
Jump is terrible.
The
so
Jolly
can't do that.
Jumper, well, that's what we called it in trampoline wrestling back in the 90s.
Yes.
You never see that move anymore.
No.
It does
No,
sound like
that's what I
something.
said.
It does sound like something that Ed Whalen would say.
Yeah.
Maybe
Jolly
he did.
Jumper on Oprah.
Yeah. Oprah's having the time of her life here.
No, but really, we've got a now who looks just like Morgan Freeman, down to the earring, and you've never seen a slower ump. He takes his time. He'll like time out to go sweep the plate, bends over real slowly, takes his time.
Hilarious.
None of these games get past 4 innings when that guy's the ump.
God. Oh man. This is crazy.
Yeah, she's having a good old time.
Is she enhancing the experience of the viewer?
She's asking what all this is
I
so
know.
she can help explain it to her audience.
I don't
Yeah.
hate it. She's like the Larry King Live of this, you know? She
Yes.
doesn't want to know a lot.
But you can understand this was when this was a peak of popularity for wrestling in the States, so everyone was jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah, fair enough.
This was right after the first WrestleMania.
You
I don't
guys
know
are
what her
older,
brain
so I gotta ask you guys this, because me not being like around in his prime, I don't like him at all. Do you guys fucking love Beefcake? Like, I find all the old
No.
heads love Beefcake.
No.
Okay.
I
Wow.
liked them a lot as a kid.
I had an attachment. Yeah,
In
when I
the
was a
80s.
kid. Yeah,
I-
yeah.
But
I don't know.
no,
That's funny because
yeah.
I'm an old head and I know a lot of them, and nobody likes beefcake.
No,
Yeah.
I feel like-
Valentine is the man.
Valentine's dope. I feel though like a lot of the older heads I talk to in the scene are like they say that when I was a kid I fucking loved beefcake. I'm like, really, beefcake?
When I was a kid, for
Yeah,
sure.
when you're a kid, because he had the cool. We've talked about this a million times.
Yeah, yeah.
The,
Oh, okay.
the cool tights with the cutaway.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
For some
a lot
reason,
of
I
butt
thought it was
puns.
like, yeah, I
Yes.
thought it was the coolest
Oh,
thing.
that-
No, that was
booty.
before. That was before all the butt puns.
That was before he was
Yeah.
the booty man.
It was
Yeah,
just on
yeah.
the leg that it was cut away. And
Yeah,
he had
I-
a cool haircut, a mullet. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I was 14.
He was cutting and
when
strutting like that.
Yeah, I was 14 when Beefcake
Oh,
debuted,
man.
and I thought he was terrible.
That's the worst age. That's actually worse than me. That's worse than me
Yes,
looking
yes.
back on him.
Yes.
Yeah, no, you had to be a kid to love the barber, I think.
Yeah.
Still one of my favorite things ever is on that Raw where he's cutting that emotional promo about his accident, and
Right.
someone in
yeah.
that New York crowd yells, "Kill yourself!"
Kill yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. That's brutal.
I loved it. Oh, well, that's another thing. Mike, I'm from New Jersey originally, but almost all of the wrestling I went to was in Philly. So I am one of the OG quintessential asshole heel Philly
You're a piece
fans.
of shit.
Used to be a piece of
Yeah,
shit.
you used to be. That hair would slick back real good.
I wasn't as bad as my good friend and friend of the show, Joe Danzo, who'll be joining us next show,
Yeah.
who to this day, his whole thing was only cheers for the heels.
Oh my god.
And as soon as a guy he'll boo a baby face. As soon as they turn heel, he's a fan. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
when they go back, he hates them again. And,
Right.
and
I love
he's
that.
and he's
He's
never
still like that,
wavered.
right? Yeah.
Yep,
He's
still like that.
still like that, man.
That's
I
hilarious.
think the only, and he barely watches now, but when we do, he's just like, you watch a show with him, and I'm like, well, yeah, like Sami Zayn won. That's kind of great. He's like, fuck this. Oh,
Awesome.
he just wants all the bad guys to win.
That's awesome.
Hilarious.
Clean win.
That's a
for the
big pop for
babyface.
that win too.
Yeah.
I want to cut your hair, but they won't let me. I'm applying for my barber license. Man, Tito. Let's make a pledge to have some Tito every show until he's here.
Okay. Tito streak. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Are you gonna
That can
tell him?
replace
Are you
the
gonna
con
ask him
long
about
con.
that cameo? Or are you gonna?
Oh yeah. So we've been a Tito fan forever.
Okay, you may want to turn off.
Okay,
the
no, let's
volume.
watch this.
Oh, this has got to be great.
Badusky and I got a score to settle, and we're going to settle it in Chi-Town tonight.
Padusky.
Jeez.
What that means is I'm going after Ivan Putski tonight. The dude's been smarting off to me. He's the Polish power man. He's got all his Polish folks out there, and I'm going to embarrass him right in front of his Chicago fans.
What are you going to do to him? What is your best move going to be tonight?
My best move, I play it by ear. I take what I can get out there. You know, you go in with a slight.
Do you
game
think these
plan,
two
and
have
it can
spoken to
go
each
real
other
quick.
since?
Does.
Oh, definitely.
Probably when he was governor.
Yeah, and he was
I don't know.
governor.
Why do they call you the body? Is it because
Why
you're
do
just
they call me the
because
body?
you're just so
Well, take a look, dummy.
Yeah.
That arm right there, that'll tell you why I'm called the body.
Have you
Self-explanatory.
always been this built, this solid, this powerful?
Yeah, you know, when I was born, I was so bad. When I came out, I slapped the doctor.
That a fact?
Mercy.
That got a laugh from her crew.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Stedman
though, what do you do?
Yeah.
off to the
Yeah.
Gail.
high school sweethearts.
Go.
Gail, future astronaut, Gail.
Definitely.
Moose says, no matter how bad Oprah is on comedy, she's still better than Excalibur. There you go, Johnny. Just for you.
Whoa.
As mean and as bad and as tough as we see.
I don't hate Excalibur. I think he tries to do too much.
I think he's asked to do too much, too. So it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
Winner's share is more, and I'm a very greedy man.
You know, you look like you're a kind of nice guy in spite of the feathers. I wonder if sometimes.
In spite of them.
In spite of him.
I wonder if.
Looks like a
I wonder what you do to get
Muppet
yourself
that's going to
psyched
come
up
to
if you
life.
did
and
that.
say,
Yeah, it
how,
does.
long, how long is this promo going to go, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
It's
chick
a
in the
living.
band, whatever
Alright.
her name was.
It's the body. It's the body.
What was her name?
The body.
I don't know.
Madam. We've referenced her way
Wayland Flowers,
back.
Okay.
Wayland
Ma-
Flowers, and
We
Madam.
referenced Madam way early in season 1 of this show.
Dude, when I was,
She used to
I
be
was
on
a
Solid Gold.
well, yeah, I was a kid in the '70s. Wayland Flowers, as far as I knew, Wayland Flowers and Madam were giant stars. They were on everything.
Yeah. What is she? Oh my God! Somebody's got
What is
to.
she doing?
Somebody's got
I
to
don't
cancel Oprah.
Yeah,
Making fun-
yeah. Let's get this
I-
tape out there.
Yes.
Does she need to be canceled? She doesn't even have a show anymore.
There's no way she could be.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Behind the
it's-
Bastard. The whole thing with the Behind the Bastards for the 4 parts was, is she a bastard? They just explored her entire career.
Fascinating. That's why I was kind of like, wow, 5 point. 5 parts.
Down there.
Well, yeah,
It's got
like
5
the
parts.
Dr. Oz in the film. Yeah, but he's a little more
Does
overt.
that bother you at all?
You know, you're the
Awesome.
Crime
Phil.
and Sports just did a 10-part on Evil Knievel. That's
Oh,
fucking
wow.
great.
I may have to listen to that. I'm a big Evil Knievel fan.
I want to know.
Yeah.
Aside from how
That
you-
that documentary Johnny Knoxville made that like blows him, left out a lot of shit.
Mm,
Oh yeah.
yeah, no,
He
I
was
don't
a-
want to watch
He
that.
was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
What do you do to get this?
You know, honey,
Steroids.
Called her honey. Wow. Ivan Putski calling Oprah Winfrey honey is a pretty great.
I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't take no dope. That's what I want to get off to all the little
Don't take
kids
no
out there.
dope.
And everybody.
Boo!
No,
You
no.
and the Danzo.
You want to have a big, strong body like mine, you got to eat good. You cannot abuse it. No
Yeah, I
liquor,
mean,
no
I
dope.
cheered some baby faces because something like Magnum TA was fucking cool. You know, there were some I liked, but Danzo
Not
didn't
Putski.
fucking matter.
Yeah, I wish you luck too. Thank you. Thank you. It's Ivan. Good guy.
Good guy.
Good guy. Yeah. Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, they're giving Oprah a good card.
Well, how much is Ventura working at this point? He's still pretty active in '85.
Well, yeah, he first came over.
Not really.
Not really. He came over. He started wrestling a little bit, and then he got sick. So
Yeah, he was
But he
going
did
to
have a-
main event against Hogan at the Garden.
Yeah.
And he had the
Boy,
lung
those
issues.
look delicious. Hey, you guys
Yeah.
want to order in some baby food for the
But
night?
the
Let's
one
go
feud,
full RoboCop.
yeah. I just watched that documentary. There's a 4-part documentary called RoboDoc, and it's pretty
Really?
great. It's pretty
Where?
great.
Where'd you find it?
On Prime.
Robo Doc.
Oh
That's a
man,
wicked name.
yeah,
It's you have a 4.
it's on
it's a
Prime.
4
Okay,
a 4-hour documentary about the RoboCop, and it's pretty great.
I'm interested. I've talked about how I saw that movie at too young of an age and like really traumatized me.
There's a whole part of the documentary about kids seeing it at way too young of an age.
I
all
still
right,
can
count
remember
me in.
watching it for the first time with
Yeah.
a buddy during a sleepover. I
Yeah.
was like 10 years old.
It
Peter
doesn't
Weller-
look like it will be that gory.
I know it's like, and it's a robot and a cop.
Yeah, you're like, it'll be okay. Then you watch it, like
Oh, yeah.
that scene where it takes them like 20 minutes to die. They're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, right
Every
off the
gun in the
bat.
world. And then back to work tomorrow. Like,
and that's how it
fuck.
starts.
Yeah.
No,
When
Yeah.
N209 unloads on the guy in the
office.
in the office, and they're like, call a paramedics.
Yeah. No.
I'm very disappointed, Dick.
All they need was a fucking flight of stairs to end at 209 too. Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck
exactly.
is that?
They show in the doc, they show what was filmed for the killing of Murphy that they had to cut for because it was getting rated X, and it was one of those things where the cut made it feel more violent because
Jesus.
it was like you
Interesting.
literally saw his brains getting blown out of his head.
Yeah.
So the way they cut it, you just hear that this thud afterward, and it's even grosser.
Ugh. That's Verhoeven, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's in this. Everyone's in
Okay,
it. Peter
cool.
Weller. Peter Weller is the most actor
Yeah,
you've ever. He seems
lot
like a
of
great
scarves,
guy.
A lot of scarves.
I think so. He's bald. He seems like a great guy generally, but they talk about the stories about how he behaved and he sort of denies it. But there were people corroborating
Martin Scorsese on the, in the
Yeah.
front
Then
there.
finally he's like, well, it was that time, but wow, and just
Yeah, interesting.
I would have loved to have seen him on James Lipton. That would have been something.
Yeah, man. I don't think I've watched it since, but I can remember so many
Oh, there's the
scenes from it.
Polish
so vividly.
hammer.
Oh, there's
This
the
could be
hammer.
a quick one here.
Gonna
But
kick
no,
out.
he's right by the ropes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Putski
Jesse's
was
got to
going
win this,
hardcore.
right?
Well,
Probably
or
be
else-
some
or
kind of fuck
schmoz.
thing.
They did have a program going. They did a arm wrestling challenge gimmick in the ring once. That was on one of the early Coliseum tapes, where of course
Right.
Putski gets beaten with the table and chair and all that.
Moose asking if we've seen that picture of the girl meeting Peter Weller, and she's wearing a shirt that says, "Remember that time RoboCop shot a guy in the dick?"
Yep.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
Vividly.
I
So many
haven't seen that
we haven't
movie
even
since I was
talked
a
about the stuff
teenager.
that haunted my nightmares forever, which is the guy getting the fucking toxic waste and then getting hit by. That was so gross.
Wow. Hey, here we go. Who's this?
Yeah.
Jason Mantzoukas? What's he doing there?
Looked like Vanna White almost.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, until I watched this doc, I didn't realize that guy, the toxic waste dude who gets splattered, was the shy, nervous redhead kid from Fame. I was like, oh, that's wow. I know that. I never knew that.
Crazy.
He wanted to play bad guys. He played nothing but he was in Hotel New Hampshire. He played
Okay.
He played,
Never heard
he
of that.
played
Never.
sensitive. He played the sensitive kid.
Was that a count out? That was a really quick count out.
Yeah.
Double count out.
Match
Or no,
stunk.
Jesse beat the count.
Oh yeah, because he's smart. You see, one of my favorite wrestling things is wrestlers telling everyone how smart they are by pointing at their heads.
Yeah.
It's one of the greats thing. It doesn't work in anything else, but in wrestling, it's perfect.
Mr. Balea. I'm only referring him to him as Terry Balea.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I've decided that.
that'll show him.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
He's
over.
pissed Kelly Nelson off.
Hulkamania is finally over.
Coffee
Coffee
Clatch.
Clatch.
What does
Yeah,
that mean?
It's an early title.
Well, that's you got to figure who the audience for this then was still women. This was a woman's show that was like, we're going to show you a wrestling show,
right,
lady.
beefcakes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do they call you so magnificent?
Fuji and Oprah Winfrey. Match made in hell.
You got a meatball sub?
Fuji almost squashed this whole deal when he tried to rib her by sticking his cane up her pooper right
All
here.
right.
Oh.
Okay. Jeepers creepers. I'm trying not to read Moose's comments out loud. Then I got to deal with you.
Hey, like, come on. It's what I bring to the show. Come on, you
It's
know
true.
that.
It's true.
So we're getting Hog or Balea and Morocco.
Go play. Stop saying that. Oh shit.
Okay.
Hollywood Terry Bollea is coming up.
Hollywood, no, or I could call him Terry Boulder.
How about
That was
Sterling
an early
Golden?
name.
How about Sterling Golden?
Sterling
Sterling
Golden.
Golden.
Yeah,
There you
I've
go.
always liked Sterling Golden.
This is my favorite mustard.
Hard to find these days with tariffs and what have you.
It's another reason fucking Trump's ruining my hot dog experience.
Can't get that Canadian mustard.
Wrestling ability, he finds flaws. Few flaws that I have in my wrestling ability. He does whatever job.
He's got a T-shirt with the
little more
magic.
energy. We need
Is that the
we need-
magic school bus on it?
I was
Yeah,
trying to
looks like
figure
it.
it out. I don't
Great
think it's,
Space Coaster.
it's not a Morocco t-shirt. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Could be a
I would
surf
totally-
T-shirt.
I would totally have done Mrs. Frizzle.
He's got. What are you working with down here, Donnie? See the little check there. She gives him one of those. What you
That's
got?
why they call you the Rock.
The
Fucking rock
Rock. You are bricked up, Morocco.
You do, that's what you do. Wonderful talking to you. And you too, Mr. Fuji. Thank you very much.
Oh my God! Let's get it. Let's do it. Let's get fucking Oprah canceled. We're doing it tonight.
Dude, we'll have fucking crosshairs on all our heads just
Yeah.
for you saying that.
Yeah.
Keep it down. Keep
Yeah,
it down.
exactly.
These are
You're
two
right.
very powerful
You're right.
people.
You're right. You're
I
right.
love
You're
you, Terry
wonderful.
Bollea.
I love
you,
you.
Oprah. You can hear me. I love you guys.
Yeah.
Well, you know something, Oprah. I haven't seen you since we starred in a color purple. Wait, that didn't happen yet. Wait, it did.
Thought
I'm
you were
time
gonna
traveling. I'm time traveling, Terry Bollea, dude.
A lot of hot places I'd like to take you tonight.
Name one.
Moose saying he can't get his sour cream and bacon chips because of Trump.
Ooh,
Hey.
that's
Sour
rough.
cream and bacon? I don't think that's a thing.
No, it is.
Yeah,
They're
there is,
good.
there is.
They're
Oh,
fucking
man.
good,
Okay.
man.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
good.
I just know
Especially
the
if you get them in
traditional ones, like
Ripple
ketchup and all
version. Now we're
dressed.
really talking.
Okay.
Oh, I don't even want them if they're not rippled.
Matt P in the chat saying, "What's up, Vanilla Faces? Good to see you, dude."
Hey, Matt.
I was talking to Ivan about this earlier. How long do you have to stay in the sun to get this dark?
You tell me, Oprah.
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
Mr. Imus does
Oh,
Oh my
I
God!
think he just
Everybody,
He did. He
yeah.
said
I'm darker than you are.
Holy shit.
All
Okay, so
bets are off in Chicago.
Dude, I do a racist joke as Hulk Hogan, and the
And
real
then he-
Hulk Hogan
and then he
out
ups it.
racist
It
me.
is
Yeah,
Sterling
it's like
Gold and
tenfold. Tenfold.
Sterling Golden bringing the heat. So
Holy
funny.
fuck, bro.
He's thinking about that. How's that gonna play?
Yeah.
Boy, that could have been a mistake,
Hopefully
brother.
this tape gets buried in the bedroom safe for
Yeah.
50 years.
We're gonna cancel
Dude.
Hogan. We're gonna cancel Balea and Oprah tonight.
I would just do these
Finally.
two segments back to back, just cut these together. And everyone would be like, Jesus Christ.
Hey, George Wells.
Looks like we
Yeah,
missed
yeah.
it. Yeah, there was a dark match we didn't see.
Oh, come on,
Now he's
Kelly.
talking about
now you're
Woodstock. Me and Jimmy, we played the Star Spangled Banner at Woodstock, brother.
Ew.
Moose lives in Washington State, brother. Yeah. He's trying to get some ruffles, sour cream and bacon ruffles.
I believe it. I want to know what it was like to take Cyndi Lauper to the Grammys. Is she as wild and weird and crazy as we
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. You ever heard of a spinner, Oprah?
She's, you're starting to see her trademark charm. She has $1 million smile. She doesn't have the camera awareness yet.
I guess.
Well, she does on her show.
Right.
This is all just set up backstage at a wrestling show.
rock and rollin'. I heard you used to be.
I would have loved it if they'd done it in her studio, old-fashioned studio wrestling.
Yeah, yeah.
In
Yeah.
an Oprah studio.
McDonald's, then go to Burger King, then down to the Dairy Queen. That was before.
Dairy Queen. I could go for a blizzard.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, dude, I had a Reese's Blizzard last night
Oh,
after
man.
happy hour at Earl's. It was a date night with my wife. My God, it was fantastic.
I'll tell you, dude, my go-to at Dairy Queen is soft chocolate cone dipped in the cherry sauce that hardens around it. Ugh.
Oh,
Oh,
That sounds good. I don't know if
cherries.
we can get that
That's
in
nice.
Canada.
Oh no.
Oh,
could get-
maybe. I don't do fast food too often
Tariffs,
these days.
Hedgebeth. Tariffs.
Dairy Queen, if you can find a Dairy Queen that sells hamburgers and stuff, because there's some, is some of the best quality fast
I agree.
food there is.
I agree.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mushroom Swiss burger. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Don't all our Dairy Queens fucking sell hamburgers?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we
Yeah,
got that
ours,
unlocked.
ours, it's either ice cream and you can get hot dogs.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
Yeah. No,
yuck.
like there's the food court where they merged
The
with
Orange
Orange
Julius.
Julius. Yeah.
Those
Then you
things
just
are
get
right.
dog.
Yeah.
Then you
the
get
food
dog. Oh,
court.
no.
Right.
I'll
But
get a
those are
chili
all
dog. No, I'll do a chili dog any day of the week, brother.
Oh, they've got the chili
Fucking
dogs.
spray at your
One,
ass.
actually, one day of a week. Yes, it will.
Yeah.
Fucking
but it's worth
chili
it.
dog and blizzard. You might as well eat that on the toilet.
Call that a Wolsey special.
Back in the 90s, they had a loose meat barbecue sandwich that was the bomb.
That's insane.
Matt, I wanted to mention I'm having Field House sparkling citrus mimosa sour for the first time, and I don't know if I like it or not. About walking around the 6.5 territory. Like, I'm not spitting it out, but I was
Field House
expecting
is a good
something.
brewery.
I know. That's why I picked it up.
Abbotsford and Chilliwack.
Moose telling us Stars tied under 5 in the third period.
Oh, I forgot
Somebody's
to
going to be a
check
hero.
that. There's going to be an overtime game 7. Huh? This was a big feud at this point.
Yeah.
They had a crazy cage match at MSG.
Right. Have we watched it? Look at Hulkamania has.
The original Pat McAfee. Right there. Yeet! Yeet! tweet. It's on the phone.
I've had such a journey with McAfee because I don't watch football. I had no idea who he was when the first time I saw him was on NXT on a pre-show panel. And
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like, this idiot.
really?
And then I
That's
remember,
what I was like. I thought this guy was like a breakout. I thought like, wow, where did he come from?
Well, he was just a
But-
punter. He wasn't...
Yeah,
but
I
then
thought he was good back
and
then.
then I
man.
saw
I mean,
that
he
they
was good for a punter, I guess.
they made him a heel manager, and I saw him in I think a Hell in the Cell. And I was like, oh, this guy can for a celebrity worker. I'm like, not bad. And then the next time he shows up, the first stint doing commentary, and I loved him because the old pervert was still there producing, and I was like, anyone who's not being produced clearly by Vince
Yeah, they stand out.
was I just like, please give me more. Give me. I don't care what it is. This is refreshing.
Yeah,
Then he goes away, basically. But by the time he comes back, and the old pervert's not yelling in anyone's ears anymore, and now I hate him. I
Yeah, he's
can't
just
stand him.
obnoxious.
I
Yeah.
fucking can't
I
stand.
think he's garbage.
Yeah.
When dude, it was when they had Gunther choke his ass out. I was like, it was one of those times where, as a 54-year man, I
you
was
went full
staring.
Danzo.
I was going, yeah, kill him.
Hilarious.
Like,
But now we have to have a match between the two of them. And I'm pissed off because if there is, it should only last 4 minutes. They better
Yeah.
figure out
Yeah,
something.
hopefully
original.
it's and a bridge to something else, right? That's what it should be, right?
No, the only one it's gonna have to last at least 8 minutes because they're heavily promoting it.
Yeah, and he's
they
a
wanna
star, right?
You want to show that he can go a little bit.
He
Uh,
thinks he's a
the-
star. I don't know, is
But
he?
what they have to do,
Well, he is on his podcast.
what they have to do is start it hot with McAfee attacking him before the bell, hitting him with some shit, hit him with the ring bell, whatever. The fans will love him because Gunther's the ultimate heel, and get an advantage on Gunther somehow like that to stretch it out. Otherwise, I'm just going to be mad that one of my current favorite wrestlers is having to make this dipshit look good.
That's the curse of being a good wrestler in WWE. You're only there to make shitty wrestlers look good.
Or just celebrities.
Or
like,
celebrities, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone on record like, look, I've been watching all this shit a long time. Everyone's a scumbag and an asshole.
Yeah.
With the exception of Tony Khan seems like a nice guy, and Max and you guys, and I'm like every other. I'm like, I don't know. It's all Bill Watts and Fritz von Erich and all these assholes. But just from the current asshole, the TV in general, is someone who sat through the dregs for years just because I always had friends over to watch the pay-per-views. I'm like, finally, this is good again. To me, I'm like, things at least make sense. Whether or not
Yeah.
you like it, everything makes sense.
Yeah.
There's
It felt that way, and I don't know. I thought
the main event shit was Cena,
but
the main
also
event
both Mania nights were not like that. Was a pretty mid WrestleMania. Like that's not.
each night had its highlights. I thought,
Yeah,
and
it had that.
enjoyed
I love that
myself.
women's match, and you love that.
I
you're
love
a big
Logan
Jacob
Paul
Fatu.
and Jacob Fatu because Jacob Fatu is my current favorite wrestler.
Yeah.
I think nobody can touch him.
But that Io Sky and
That was great.
and Rhea Ripley and
But here was but
Who
also
else?
the
Who
men.
am I
I thought the
forgetting?
men's stream.
Bianca.
Bianca Belair. Yeah,
Bianca.
that was rad. That got us out of our seat.
Oh, yeah, that was
Nora,
great.
Nora and I high fived, man.
I thought the 6-man main event, the first night was great. But here's the crazy weird thing. I'm like, both nights ended with the heels on top. That's fucking dumb.
Right. Yeah,
That was dumb.
good point.
Yeah, that is dumb.
Granted, Rollins went into the match pretty much as a babyface and turned heel at the end. That doesn't count. You had a heel come on top both nights.
But yeah, good point. And the Travis Scott stuff sucked. That sucked.
That's
super
what
disappointing.
that's pissed me off so much at the time because we were having fun watching it. Because it was the end of the night, we were a few gummies in and a few beers, and Mark, Jeanette, and Dreszy had just gotten home, and it was the only thing they were interested in from watching it with us over our shoulders for all these years. Dreszy was a little John Cena fan when he was a kid, so we were just having a good time watching it.
Yeah.
Match quality be damned, right? But the Travis Scott thing, I'm like, oh, here it comes. I'm like, and he's slowly walking to the ring, getting like an entrance in the middle of this, and they're just laying there. And I'm like, what the fuck, you? What the fuck is this? This sucks. All right, that's my rant on WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I've been
let's
trying to
talk
tell Seth.
about Sterling Golden with this long
Yeah, like, I had no one else to talk
headlock
about
on,
this
on
shit.
the beach.
Yeah, let's
bum.
talk about
On
Hulk
the
Hogan
pitch,
instead.
somebody get that man, as I
I
said.
think there was a loud beach bum chant at the beginning.
Yeah. which
Man,
I never understood.
if Morocco was an indie wrestler at this time, he would work that meatball sub into the gimmick for sure.
Right. Yeah, I'd be like the orange
Right.
cast.
And the
face.
donuts.
It would like give him
1985.
it would give him like extra energy to get out of that
Right.
headlock.
Yeah.
No, it'd be the donut. He's also famous for eating the powdered donuts.
Yeah.
The indie gimmick be where there'd be a special kind of powder on those donuts, like Mighty Mouse sniffing the flour. They got him kicked off the air.
I love that reference.
And that was just for you,
That's
Kelly.
crazy.
Thank
Kelly,
you.
that was just for you.
Why did
I've
it
been
went to the
meaning to
big boot
watch
from the
those,
big boot to Harry Blackstone?
Harry Blackstone.
They hadn't figured
They're
out
like,
big
oh,
boot.
you know what's coming next, fucker. We don't
Yeah,
have to.
yeah, exactly.
No one kicks out of that shit.
Even then.
We're good.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this was still Earth 2 Hulk Hogan. Or sorry, Sterling Golden, as I've called him over the years. He was still workshopping things. So sometimes the big boot didn't lead directly to the leg
Yeah.
drop.
He's gonna kick out
But
here
he-
and start hulking up.
But he's
Or
settled
that's
on
what
the
he
look.
would have back later.
Mhm.
You're right.
Kelly, he has settled on the look though at this point.
Yes.
He
wasn't-
would still wear the blue and the white
would he?
sometimes. Definitely the
but
white
I
for a
watched
few more years.
today when I
Okay.
was folding laundry. I don't know if you guys saw me tweeting about Tuesday Night Titans, and it was the all jobber lineup.
Yeah, I saw
From this,
that.
that was the start of this month, the start of May. This is later May, I think. Yeah, May 24th. But that was like first week of May, and I saw Golden, Balea, Hogan working in like powder blue even then, or at least the
Yeah.
footage they were showing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is pretty recent.
Yeah, he phased the blue out, but he hung on to the white as like I don't know, like 20% of the time option for a couple more years.
The ref is pissed off. He's like, I thought we were gonna do it together, Terry.
Oh, look at those pants on that
Yeah.
ref.
Yeah, man, he's a new favorite.
Styling. Yeah.
You got to see the way he kind of quivers on his 3 counts too.
This guy, okay, he looks definitely like one of Fred Sanford's friends.
I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah.
John Amos from Good Times, says Moose.
A little bit, but I always liked it because we watched a lot of Sanford and Son because it was the only television show my father liked.
Hey, haphazard. Good to see
Yeah.
you, bud.
And Red Fox used to cast his just real life friends as characters
yeah.
who were not actors, and you could
Right.
tell.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. We're getting
Abdominal
work-
stretch,
work rate
abdominal stretch
Balea
Balea.
tonight.
That's not bad though. You gotta give him
Yeah.
that's not a bad little stretch there.
Mm-hmm.
It's unusual for
Yeah,
Balea.
as I said, he
I
hadn't-
can't fucking call him Balea consistently.
Nope.
Goddamn
Yeah.
orange.
He always
goblin,
wins, brother.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
You
What about that reveal?
The power of Hulkamania, Nelson.
It is.
What about that reveal of the new? Oh no, he's starting to do a Hulk up here, but he hasn't quite figured it out. That reveal of the NWO we did with Bischoff
what
recently
was that?
so
That looked
fucking
awful.
stupid. Who was the third man? Probably somebody
It's-
who paid way too much.
It's no,
Yes.
it's is it some amateur wrestler?
Mhm.
And they're gonna try to do
It's an amateur wrestling league.
okay, Hulk Hogan
Or, well,
shoot style wrestler. I kind of
per-
want to watch this.
Professional.
I'll watch it.
Yeah,
I'll watch all of it.
professional
Ah,
amateur.
he's gonna win
wrestling,
with
if
the
that makes
elbow.
sense.
No,
No,
Morocco kicks up.
Interesting. The elbow.
Dude,
it's
Hulk's
amateur
working
wrestling?
tonight.
Yeah.
This is stuff that he was
this was
retired
still
not too long.
this was still work rate Hogan.
Is he like fresh off a Japan tour? He's got the fucking abdominal.
Yeah,
No,
but
the,
he hasn't
the first
gigged himself and is bleeding like a stuck pig.
Yeah,
That was
the fir-
another Earth 2 Hogan
exactly, yeah,
signature.
Dude, yeah, Hogan used to get color all the time. We love those matches.
because he was great. He had that first year as champ. He had his working boots on and he was gigging all the time. And I
Cut
was
to
a
the
Hogan
minion.
fan.
The woman dressed as
Yeah, what the fuck?
That was the early attempt at Hillbilly Jim's girlfriend that they abandoned before it got to the national
That's Hulk
audience.
Hogan's illegitimate child.
That guy was so pissed off.
Yeah,
That guy's a
guy was
Morocco fan.
furious.
He's
There's
a
a big
Morocco
boot
fan.
again. Is this it? Is this it?
Yep.
Oh, no!
Oh,
See,
Mr.
this is
Fuji.
great.
The
I
devious
wish
one.
this would happen more often. Take the hat off. How dare you,
I
sir?
won't wreck your hat.
That's a nice looking lid, brother.
Oh no!
Hulk Hogan is like comfort food for me. I mean, I know
There
everyone
you
hates his
go.
guts.
I know.
But
Yeah.
you just
He
know
was
what's
for
going to
me,
happen.
too.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
soothing.
But
Yeah,
he
for
won with
sure.
he won with a roll up.
Okay, I did see that
Roll up,
coming.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming, to be fair.
Rick to Hogan. I'll surprise you.
This was dude at the time. I loved Hogan when I was 14, 15. I had for a birthday present. My parents spent that $59.99 on the first
That's
Hulkamania
crazy.
videotape, and I
Oh,
must have watched
wow.
that thing fucking 100 times.
What is that? Like his best matches? Or is it like
Yeah, it ain't over my damn
okay,
sight.
not over yet.
Balia.
It was great
Go
matches
on.
from his first reign.
It's got the famous
Nice.
bloodbath with Dr. D. David Schultz.
Let's end his singing career.
Yeah, it's got a great match against Valentine at the Spectrum.
Right.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
There's a Big John stud cage match that's bloody, and then of course there's him winning the belt, and there's an interview segment with him and Vince that's weird and awkward.
How long has he had the belt at this point?
Over a year.
Yeah.
Jeez. And this
Oprah's
belt,
wasted.
this is the
Oprah's
short-lived.
wasted.
Moose says Oprah should run in and do a tope.
Oprah's eating.
Should
Oprah's
run in
eating.
and do a tope. A tope. Sitting outside
Ew.
onto,
I'm so
onto,
good.
Springboard
glad-
450.
onto Fuji.
I am so glad that I looked up at the screen at Mike when Oprah was up there.
Every time.
Mike's, he's not saying anything, but he's doing.
I don't want to cut you off, but she's eating.
She is the McAfee of her time for sure.
What could have been?
Fucking Survivor, baby. Nice. Get the hell out of my way.
And that
old
was
man.
another thing. As soon as Hogan really got his routine and he changed his music, I started hating Hulk
Here
Hogan.
comes the pose down. Yeah. I got to change my underpants.
That's what we all came to see right there.
Yeah.
I got to see Hogan Orndorff in the cage at the
Damn.
Spectrum, where they did the same finish they did on Saturday Night's Main Event with the who got out first thing.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
Danzo and I, for a split second, thought that Paul Orndorff won the belt, and we were like going nuts. And then when it was like, no, it was Hogan. God, we just
Of course.
booed.
Yeah.
So that would have been before the Saturday Night's Main Event too, right?
I
About a
think
month
so.
or
Yeah, because
yeah.
they would run the angle around the
Look at
turns
those
and then
two
do it on
super
the
fans
internet.
on the front
That one's
row
on.
there.
That one's out there, of course. That card.
Jesus. Kelly, so you know about that Tuesday Night Titans episode, right? With all
Yeah,
the
I've
jobbers.
seen it.
Isn't
Can
Rusty
you
name
Paul
Brooks on
Roma.
it?
Yeah,
Yes.
Rusty Brooks.
Okay,
Paul
okay. Name the
Roma.
other 8. Yep. That's
Name Jose Luis
two.
Rivera.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Tony Gurria.
No,
He was not a jobber at that time.
not a jobber. There's 8 total.
There's 9 total.
Not Jim Powers is one too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You said Roma already,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, but they weren't a
Duke of-
team
Duke
yet,
of
though.
Dorchester.
Yes, Duke of
That's
Dorchester
right.
is fucking ridiculous. He's so stupid.
Fucking Doherty. Yeah. So we have 5. So there's
Yeah.
3.
Hey,
Four left,
Alexandra
four left.
Penny.
4
Four.
more.
All right.
And here we
So-
go. This is the steel
I'll
cage
I'll
match.
get
For,
back. Put a pin
Dude,
in
this
that,
is hard.
yeah, put a pin in it.
this.
About to go one-on-one with the monster.
This is our first Abyss match of the night.
Wow.
In honor of our guest, the great Mr.
Yeah.
Ferguson here.
This is
Uh,
okay. This is
I've never seen this.
Mask Abyss.
It's gonna get quite entertaining.
No,
Oh,
this is
no, that's
Bro-
Brody.
Brody Lee.
That's Brody.
Okay.
The late
Wonder.
great Brody Lee.
They
Yeah.
fucked up the nameplate.
Yeah. Wow.
Uh,
Yeah, I've never seen.
Pat
this
Hazard
young
says
Brody.
Hogan was offered a talk show, but he missed the phone call, so they gave it to Oprah.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
As we learned earlier in the evening, the second match.
Have you guys seen the Brody Lee Cesaro cage match from the Indies?
Not me.
No. I don't
think so.
It's really, really good. So I wonder if this will be dope. I have a feeling this will be dope.
This is gonna
Where
be
is
I
this?
kind of skimmed through it. It looks it's pretty good.
That legacyofAbyss.com, is that just a tribute site to the Monster Abyss?
Maybe, but
It must
there's
be.
also a YouTube channel and it's full of this stuff.
Stars
Kicks
win
ass.
4-2. Dallas advances. I didn't
Oh.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
So who are they
there's-
facing then? The
The
winner
winner
of
of-
Winnipeg,
Yeah.
St. Louis?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm. Hopefully
Yeah, this
Winnipeg.
guy's YouTube
Hopefully.
channel has more of his indie appearances than his TNA stuff. So it's
That's
a neat
cool.
little.
Oh wow,
fact,
yeah.
In fact, we're not watching any TNA tonight on an abyss-filled show.
Gotta
I
wait
love
till
that.
the Patreon. Gotta wait till the Patreon.
Damn, Abyss
Um,
looks weird on the indies, bro.
Heinz Ward jersey. So this is circa 2004-ish probably.
I'm gonna look
That's
that
Scott
up. Is it-
Stapp? When you
I know,
were
it looks like
with
This guy's bringing down Abyss like 1,000 points. Like, get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here, Hell. I'll just call myself Hellcat, but I'm gonna
This-
come out my Steelers jersey.
So he's got to
I'm
be
6 feet underground
This
and I'm
must be for
thinking.
P. So this isn't in Pittsburgh. So this may be in Baltimore or
Yeah, it's or Cleveland, or
Cleveland or-
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati if you go by the AFC North Division.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good enough. That kid, like,
Yeah,
this
sweet.
guy did a sweet little raid of some sort.
You guys aren't using the door, right? Just walks away. I think someone needed a Gatorade or something. Don't see it for the rest of the night.
Yes.
Tonight. As Hellcat trying to get in the mind of Brody Lee.
Hellcat.
Already you can see Hellcat.
Oh yeah, he looks like a Hellcat.
Moose recommending another good source for random stuff on YouTube. Brian Turner's VHS Rehab. Have you guys heard of that?
To the NWA
No.
Hmm. I'll look it up. Thank you, sir.
And the crowd, they're chanting, Brody's gonna kill you.
This crowd is solidly behind the right stuff. The man
Yeah, I found the-
The right stuff.
You're trying to figure out,
I found the match on Cage Match, but I can't see a date on it.
or do you have a company?
Very dialed in inside the ring, especially when you lock
It's
him inside the
let's see
cage.
here. Upstate NWA New York. So there's
Ah,
that.
US NWANY.
Yeah.
Key member of the NWA at the time. Oh Jesus.
There's always this one guy there.
Yeah.
Those fucking quadruple XL Echo
Yeah.
fucking polos.
Stapp's not sure. Stapp's not sure if he's about to get tagged. I'm calling that
was-
guy Scott Stapp, by the way.
Pre merch table belt, or else that guy would have had maybe one on each shoulder.
Yes, yes.
Sharp barbs on that cage that will open you up in a matter of
That's a pretty good start, though.
Somebody walk up to me during the intermission as the cage was being
28-26 according. Oh no, that's the time going down. I thought it was like a leftover basketball score on the scoreboard.
intended to hurt, to cut, and to maim. And you're gonna see that throughout the
Hey,
contest.
what up, boss? Moose, this guy isn't Raven, he's Magpie.
Abyss, the reversal on the Irish whip. And once more, Brody Lee. Nice.
Magpies are big
Okay.
in Calgary.
In Alberta,
Okay,
yeah, I was
this
just there.
is-
Julie had never seen one before. I had to tell her what it was.
Okay, this is October the 29th, 2005.
Hey, this is
Thank you,
prime
sir.
Abyss years.
So almost 20, exactly 20 years old.
Kill.
That's crazy.
Anything that gets in play.
Legacy of Abyss.
We try to have a
is-
20-year rule on
Yeah,
this.
because
Oh, yeah,
vintage,
okay.
vintage is 20 years. Has to be at least 20 years.
Legacy of Abyss is also the name of the Goatsy documentary. Thank you very much.
Fuck.
And with that, I'm going to turn off my video.
Goatsy.
No one forgets their first Goatsy.
God no. I don't like how you turned off your video. I was like, when you jerking it to Goatsy right now or something? Bro, turn that camera
He's
back
doing
on.
it.
Probably.
Yeah, it's gonna change his profile pic to the Goatsy.
No, that
one.
is it. The camera see that picture of that little gerbil is a real up close version of his goatee. He's doing a full
Yeah,
Richard Gere.
He's like, what was it? Lemmy Winks or whatever his name was?
Lemony links to lemony winks.
Right into the chest of Brody Lee. And once more for good measure.
He's gonna get pink belly here.
You can already see Brody Lee feeling the effects of all that work.
So I'm wondering how old Brody was here. He's got to be his early 20s.
Yeah, he looks green here, but
Yeah.
still good though.
And that sternum.
Abyss trying to interject the cage early on here.
You know, I wonder, Matt Foster, with the mask on, how much of an effect can the cage have on Abyss's face?
That's a leather mask as well. The leather mask itself could end up.
Oh.
You know, they're obviously like metal barbs.
That's one of my favorite, and by favorite I mean what an insane maniac Vince stories was about Brody Lee. Because Vince is like, I want you to do a Southern accent. He's like, I can't do a Southern accent. He's like, what? A guy who looks like you?
Yeah.
You're able to do a Southern accent? You're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know, right? Fuck.
You do a Southern accent, Vince. You're from North Carolina.
And that's the whole problem. Vince never got over being from a trailer park in the South. That's why he loved hillbilly characters, assumed guys who looked like rednecks talked like rednecks. And it's genetic with you rednecks, right?
But he was probably from, the North, right? He was 25 years old, by the way. At this point.
Brody.
Mhm. Let's see where he was from. Yeah, he was from Rochester, New York.
Oh, yeah, he was from, I knew he was from, I actually knew he was from Rochester.
It's like almost
Wow.
Canada.
Rochester?
He's got a full crimson mask already.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Ooh.
Wonder how many blade jobs Brody had done at this time. Crazy.
I think we're going to need a mop out here after this match to clean up the mess. Lee's
And we
forehead will
still
leave.
have another cage match after this.
Well,
I saw.
Probably should clean it up.
Once again.
I have this. There's a match I have in my pocket eventually because I found it. It's the main event of my first Ring of Honor show. It's the Samoa Joe Jay Briscoe cage match where Jay bleeds like I've never seen before, and it was right in front of my face.
We watched it. We watched it.
You watched that already? Okay.
Yeah, that was a Patreon match, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was a Patreon match.
Speaking of Patreon,
you were blackout drunk by that point.
Yeah,
I want to once again give a shout out to the bingo show that we did on Patreon. That is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen, and I want people to discover at least one more episode of that show, man. What was it called? Bingo Break. Yes, with Gorilla
Oh,
Monster.
right. Yeah, apparently, no other episodes exist. And there was
So
60
good.
60 plus episodes.
64.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes. Brody Lee's only 2 years in at this point.
Wow.
That's crazy. He's already so good for that.
Mm-hmm.
It could very well cause him to slip up in this ring.
Wonder what the hockky team is that plays out of this arena. There's like a local rink, probably.
Could be Rochester. You never know.
Well, they also, amazingly, the initials are still, they also play under the authority of the UNWANY.
Rolls
Governing
right off
body
the tongue.
for all sports in upstate New York.
Not the kind of distraction that many of the fans
That's the going title of the episode, by the way.
Oh, you know, the old.
out over the torso of Brody Lee.
It's almost as short as PWOPN.
PTPN.
Oh, that was interesting. I've never seen that before, but I mean that probably would have hurt your sternum as well. Anyways, yeah.
Abyss headlong into the cage. And once more.
So I'm figuring, is Hellcat a money mark, want to be a manager dude, or is he just another local wrestler who's just like, some dude you never heard of?
Good question.
I'm leaning money mark.
Or is he the songwriter of Can I Take You Higher?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be one and the same.
Predator. And now he's calling for that chair. Abyss's hands covered in Lee's blood, and this is only going to get worse.
The UNWN.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh. Yeah, Moose. That's got to be it. Wow. Cool.
No.
Moose says local DJ from WPL.
Oofa. I'm saying, I scrolled through this a little bit just to check it out, but I did not see that blade job that I'm close until just now, and I love it. I'm a fucking vampire.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There's no problem doing that stuff.
Few things have aged worse in wrestling than the unprotected chair.
Especially,
shot to
there's
the
something
head.
about the
That one wasn't
plastic,
too bad.
better made chairs that makes it look worse than the metal ones. Give me a break. All right, this is getting a little silly.
What? Oh, it's silly. This is indie wrestling,
Yeah.
Travis.
It is. Brody Lee was going for schoolboy roll-ups for the pins in a cage match. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a top guy. This is like I was going to Northeast Indies at this time. The crowds expected either
Fuck, isn't
a lot of shit, really like wild, lots of false
course.
finishes, just shit you never seen before. It's why I fell in love with Ring of Honor and Jersey All Pro. I was like, holy shit, this is so different than everything else.
I'm gonna suplex the chair.
Oh, shit!
There you go. There you go, Baldy.
That ref don't know how to ride a bike no more.
Or he actually just learned how to ride a bike. He never before didn't know how to.
Moose says Upstate Pro Wrestling has a website that's still active, and Hellcat is on there.
Oh,
That's crazy.
okay.
In the alumni section.
The legend.
No, he's
Jesus.
still there.
Oof.
That's a serious
Oof.
Crimson Mask.
That
That
is
is
the-
scale.
That is
Someone
the
alert Phil Schneider of this one.
Yeah.
that is a cover of Inside Wrestling from 1973 Crimson Mask. That'd be a magazine my mom wouldn't let me buy until I was a teenager. Here we go, thumbtacks.
I got some classic mags when I was in Calgary. I'll bring
I
them.
saw.
I was trying to get one, like I didn't want to buy too many because they weren't cheap. So I tried to get one that represented all the things that I'm kind of into with 70s wrestling.
There's a juggalo in the crowd. I don't know if you guys saw them or not. Just over there in the middle.
Oh no,
So the cover I have
you're
is
such an
bloody,
eye
but
for
it's
the
not
Juggalos.
super duper bloody. I could have got
An eye for the Juggalos
bloodier
is a great
cover.
title.
I think
Who's going on the spikes?
I hate thumbtacks.
Who's going on the spike area? I know. I'm not a fan either.
I'm just see at this point in 2005, I still like fuck hardcore.
Yes,
love
yeah.
it, thumbtacks.
Yeah.
I
This
just
time.
don't want to see it anymore. It's overdone.
Yeah, I agree.
And it is one of those things like, yes, I know it hurts,
Okay.
but there's something about seeing these guys like, ouch, 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 ouch. They're just like, okay.
Moose saying their alumni section: Butcher and the Blade, Beth Phoenix,
Makes sense.
Yeah, she's in New York.
Johnny's life coach, Austin Aries.
Thanks for
Holy
doing the
shit.
research,
Oh, fuck.
Bruce.
There we go. He's got tassels.
Crazy.
Wow, that was
Ooh.
nuts.
That was rad. Yeah.
Was it supposed to be a headbutt?
See, look how giving Abyss is though. Like he's a made man
Yeah.
already. And he's
Yeah,
fucking like,
they were
"Go ahead,
already
hop
on
me."
Spike TV. And
He's getting the fuck out of there.
Here comes
Oh.
Terry Gordy. Oh,
To
no.
the
Are we gonna
fuck.
get the
Okay, here
face?
we go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yep. Well, this
That guy dressed like Wonder Woman. He
Wonder
is.
Woman.
as Wonder Woman. I don't know who that guy is, but I love him.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
On the hopes of Brody Lee. Come on,
Abyss was doing a few indies at this time because, and
Yeah.
as we'll find out later, he was briefly a member of Prince Nana's embassy in
Yeah.
Ring of Honor maybe a year later.
Yeah, he had some good shit in Ring of Honor.
This crowd is at a boil.
That was
Yeah.
stuff that happened right after I moved to Colorado.
Jesus, this ref is bumping like crazy.
Yeah, TNA was still letting them work indie dates like this.
Oh, this guy.
That's ridiculous.
Ew.
I love it. I love
Doesn't
it.
Brody have any friends at all?
Probably, apparently not.
right hand. Spectre in the corner.
The thumbtacks were right over there, Abyss.
That's it, man. That Abyss Black Hole Slam is one of the great
Yeah.
moves. It
For
always
sure. Yeah.
looks devastating.
That was fun though.
Mm-hmm.
Of a steel cage war, your winner, Abyss.
Yeah, man. Hellcat. I don't know what's worse, wearing the Steelers shit or a fucking NWO
Now,
shirt.
Wolfpack. NWO
Like
underneath.
that's brutal, man. Making my entrance in like a fucking Austin 316 shirt. What?
Yeah, by this time it was way out of date.
Like Jesus.
It's cool again now, but in 2005,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
not so
brutal.
much.
it's like me being out there with my Boogie Woogie Man Jimmy Valiant shirt that I
Yeah.
used to have. I had a Boogie Woogie Man Jimmy Valiant purple baseball cap that I had for like 2 months and then I lost it.
Oh,
Fucking dope.
That's too bad.
I want to
Yeah,
learn
you
about
had
the
all the
career
good
of
stuff.
Wonder Woman.
I had see, I had Wonder Woman underoos just like this guy.
this guy loves Scott Hall. Hellcat.
Yeah.
I
He
guess
does,
so,
yes.
yeah. That's
Hey,
all right.
yo.
Hold on a second. Hold
Ew.
on. Oh shit, that is Scott Hall. He really let himself go.
Grabs the mic. He's like, "Yo, hey."
Finally,
Avoid
somebody
the
to
cease and
Brody's
desist.
rescue. What? Oh, I thought he had his foot. was
Here comes
stuck in the
Nevin
rope.
Cash, his tag team partner. Oh, never mind.
Nevin Cash.
Oh,
Totally.
that's
You're not
Canyon.
wrong.
That's Canyon.
Oh,
No,
wow.
it is
Oh
Canyon.
shit. Yeah, you knew it wasn't an indie guy because he looked so jacked.
You're just letting those guys are just won the cage match, you fool.
Dude, Canyon was fucking awesome.
Dude, Canyon's like as tall as Abysses. What the?
I know.
Who's better than Canyon?
In those dying days of WCW, Canyon wearing the wig and being positively Canyon and just giving
DDP.
diamond cutters to people
Mhm.
Yeah.
out of nowhere, mocking DDP was always good for a laugh because
Mhm.
nothing else was good on that show.
Dude, I'd love to see Mortis versus Canyon or Abyss.
There you go.
Yes. Dream match.
I never liked the Mortis character. I thought it looked hokey myself.
Really?
I
Yeah.
liked
I
it.
mean, it
Didn't
it,
like
it
it.
didn't really fit anymore by that time, but I thought it looked good.
It was a little. It's too
I mean,
much
the
for
glacier
it-
was lame, but
Well, that was
Mortis,
it. It was associated with that,
Fine.
and just there was a lot of my tastes in wrestling. And I was
Mortis
I mean, that
was
was
this guy.
epic. Of course it was epic.
I loved
There's
it.
some
That
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
2005 indie,
yes.
crazy indie overkill wrestling,
Yes, as long as you mention the overkill.
especially in the UNWANY. I mean, this is like
yes.
they're
Oh,
really.
it was an average Sunday afternoon for the UNWAINYC.
NYC,
Yeah, make it a bit longer.
upstate New York City.
No, that's a
Is
different
that-
promotion. That's the promotion in Albany.
Yes, yeah.
This is in the country.
Oh, you're confused. You're thinking of the UNNWANYCAA.
Oh,
So ridiculous.
We're still a champion.
Legacy of Abyss. Man, shout out to Legacy of Abyss.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Oh yeah, there's some
NFS
stuff there of
yeah.
Abyss working in AAA.
AAA.
Right,
against
interesting,
Vampiro.
curious. All right, all right.
All right,
Now
I figured
for
there's
something
only-
We revisit
completely
Chris.
different.
we're gonna have to turn this up. Here's
Okay.
the thing: I'm obsessed with Chris Colt ever since I
Mhm.
saw The Dark Side. There's
Oh, this
a
fucking guy.
handful of Chris Colt out there, and I don't want to stretch it out. I want to watch just like Chris Colt. I want it live it fast.
Sounds like
and
another
short.
goatsy.
Yeah, I was just
Yep.
saying, we're all gonna come
You
up
don't
to
wanna
different people
stretch it
after
out.
this.
Here we go. Look at this.
And he had music too. This is 1976. That's crazy.
Yeah,
What's this entrance music?
it's Alice Cooper.
Is
Right.
it Alice Cooper? Cool. Welcome
Welcome to my nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this.
That's
It's a
awesome.
He has a macrame cape.
You forgot to mention that the referee is Joe Gall. I did mention
Wow. And I think this is the old Phoenix territory, if I'm not mistaken. One of the few places that he
Right.
had burned
And-
a bridge with.
But his name here, like the last time we saw Chris Colt a couple shows ago, he was Chris Von Colt, a Nazi in 1985, and here he's the Chris Colt
You're right.
experience.
Yeah. He was ahead of his time, man.
He says he doesn't care about
Because he does a punk rock gimmick eventually. This
Right.
was more like a glam
Or
thing.
like,
Yeah, he's
or
doing a
Jim
glam rock.
Morrison
Yeah.
a bit, like in the down years.
No, he's doing Alice Cooper and
Right.
T-Rex and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Basically.
Is he legit fucked up or playing fucked up?
No,
or a bit of both.
He was legit.
You know,
fucked
get
up.
little
Looks
from
like a
column
Lars
A, a little from
Ulrich.
column B.
Looks like
Yeah.
Lars Ulrich.
I'll tell you this. I know. We'll make that distinction once we see the promo after this as to whether
Yeah.
or not
Okay,
he's
okay.
pretending to be fucked up.
It's a real Hamlet situation.
I love his fat manager. I have no idea what the guy's name is.
Yeah,
He looks
yeah.
so
I was wondering what that was. Yeah,
Right, his manager. I thought that was the ring announcer.
silver boots are dope.
watching on the screens at home. Tune in to watch.
Where is this again? Sorry.
I think it's the Phoenix territory, which was maybe the least known of all the old territories.
Yeah, and I'm gonna guess first time we've seen Phoenix.
We may have before, but it may have also been a Chris Colt match. I can't remember.
Right. If we
There's
have
not
it.
much footage at all. They were super obscure. They were basically an outlaw.
Listen to this.
They weren't
Moose-
part of the NWA.
Moose sharing a quote. In an infamous incident in Phoenix that took place in 1975, Colt was high on LSD during a cage match, seeing
Oh, that's where
spiders
that happened.
all
Okay.
around due to hallucinations. He fled the venue, fighting with both the fans and arena security.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, that was one of the great dramatizations on
Yes.
Dark Side.
Right.
Because it was
I
like
remember.
giant spiders crawling up the cage, so they
Mhm.
actually did giant spiders on the cage, and
Right.
it's one of the funniest things. On
Do you think
this
there were some actors
tragic
who, like,
show.
I've seen so many call sheets for actors in like Toronto who have to be the vignette or like the silhouettes of things.
Dude, that seems like a
somebody-
fun. That seems like
Oh
a
yeah,
fun. gig.
Leon Lacombo
Atlas.
got to be Tony Atlas, man.
Oh,
Yeah, so-
right. You told me about that. That's
You
awesome.
imagine there's probably somebody like, fuck, I could have been one of the spiders scaring off Chris Cole. I was born to play that role.
Good
That was
for the
Parm. That was
IMDb.
Parm.
Parm could have been.
Parm will
Chris
love that.
Colt, I think.
Parm will love that. That's awesome.
So far, Caparella's been taking a beating.
Nice elbow.
Yeah, so
That's
skinny.
he is. But that reminded me of Buddy Landell a little bit.
Chris Colt makes Buddy Landell look like Bob Backlund as far as drugs.
Chris Colt looks like fucking Dynamite Kid days before his death.
And Chris Colt was great. I mean, he was super innovative in the ring as character work and his moves. Like,
This could even be Canadian. There's a
I think it
logo
is
on the-
Canadian. It is Canadian.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, that was nice.
Boom!
So
There you
maybe
go.
maritime.
I think you're right. I think you're right, Kelly.
Yeah.
What an elbow, huh?
Well, you could.
Yeah.
I should have known. There's a woman in the
And
front
really
row
unique,
wearing a winter coat. It's not Phoenix.
Moose says the fat manager is Bob Morgan.
Oh,
Okay, so Crybaby George Cannon is announcing. So what does that tell us, Kelly? You're the
it could be
historian.
also my.
Oh, he exited like Marty Jannetty there, man.
Yeah,
okay.
that is
You're
correct.
gonna
Or
want
Marty
to listen.
Jannetty exits like Chris
Yeah,
Cole.
you're gonna want to listen to this. Look at this
All
shirt
right.
on this. What a good-looking fat man.
We're gonna make Chris Cole.
fans are into
We're gonna
the
give him
Chris
the
Cole
like the Nick
experience.
Drake.
The fans, my friend,
Or-
the fans, man, have got a whole lot in store for them when they experience the Chris Colt experience. You understand?
Yeah, he is fucked up. Is it a maple leaf? You're right.
First of all, brother, I want to tell you right now what my whole trip is, what exactly I'm going to do. Everybody that this promoter and the promotion hooks me up against is going to be packed out and crippled. There's one thing I want you to remember, and that is, I told the lawyer, the attorney in San Francisco, the promotion, and yourself, Cannon, I will not be responsible for hurting, crippling, or putting anybody in the hospital that I wrestle up against right now, man. You know, you people right now are looking at the greatest talent in the wrestling business today.
Crazy.
Brings you home.
Fascinating. All
All
right.
right, so
Yeah.
our current obsession is this era of WCW.
It's a great time.
And this is Worldwide Wrestling, which we're also watching in '85. And So
Yeah.
there's someone else. So that corresponded well with one of your other suggestions, Mike. Or I don't know if it was a suggestion or Travis suggested it. A certain Mr. Hughes is going to be
Let's
making his
go.
appearance.
Dude, this is peak WCW for me.
I agree. I
Awesome.
agree.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and we've been getting way into it. Yeah, I want to learn more about this era for sure.
Dangerous Alliance. Yeah.
Mike, these guys know, but at this time, I was not watching much wrestling in my late teens, early 20s. But WCW, since Clash of the Champions was on Wednesdays, you know, I mean, like nothing else on. So I was more aware of that. And, you know, or Saturday night was on before we would go out. So yeah, putting wrestling in the background. And there was a lot I liked. There's also a lot that is just the shits in a fun way. But the Ross, I was so in love with the Dangerous Alliance.
How could you not be?
It was the
And we will have later on in the hour in the
Missy Hyatt looking Missy Hyatt looking fine every week.
Yeah, Missy Hyatt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and what's the organization that had everyone with their proper names that we love so much?
The York Foundation.
The York Foundation.
Ew, I hate that.
Oh man, York Foundation.
I love
awesome.
York Foundation.
We're going to turn you into a York Foundation
right
fan
after
for.
All
the
right.
end
Speaking
of
of things I hated in names and why I didn't like Pillman, like I knew he was good, but two things. They just changed his name to Flying Brian, and that was it.
It's better than Chuck Coates.
Yeah. But no, the guys, I hated the whole idea that was his ring name. They just
Flying
dropped
Brian.
the Pillman. I thought it sounded stupid and for little kids.
So good.
I
though,
also was uncomfortable with his teeny tiny Bengals trunks because they were making me feel ways that I was uncomfortable with in my early 20s.
Yeah, you get a little horned out from it.
I was just like, come on, man, cover your dick. Jesus Christ.
Especially, your friends are coming over like, no, this guy's sick. It's like, yeah, why do you like this?
Looks like a Chippendale to me.
Oh, when I first got into wrestling, I bought one of the Napolitano mags, just the glossies, and I just took all of them and just stuck them all up on my room, including like Chris Adams in white tights. And a buddy of mine who didn't know wrestling came over, he looked at my room and he said, without judging, you know, he looked at me, he's like, Johnny, are you gay? I'm like,
Yeah, I know. I had the same thing. Your dad walks in, does a 180, you just see him do a deep breath. Fuck!
Yeah. And I took those down. I'm like, okay, it can only be the Barbarian and Jimmy Valiant and Blood. I can't. No Magnum TAs. No.
No Stone Cold Steve Austin in those really tight jean shorts where you can see his hog.
We have a running gag on here as your dad always walks in when it's like in the gayest hold.
Oh man.
Like, what the fuck are you watching?
Yeah, I'm doing like the too cool dances of fucking 10-year-old and Rikishi's got his ass in someone's face.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do when I'm older.
It's because of you, Pop. I've said before, my sister, my 2.5 years younger sister's first favorite wrestler through Stampede Wrestling was Brian Pillman. And
maybe only favorite wrestler.
Yeah. No, she loves Macho too. She always had a real appreciation for Macho Man.
She had a real appreciation for tiny tights.
Yeah.
What you're saying.
But she used to draw pictures and say, I love Brain Pillman when she was still learning how to spell.
That could have been a gimmick of his.
Z-Man. Okay, Z-Man as Pinky.
Yeah, there you go.
Pinky and the Brain.
Wow. Missed opportunity for.
What are we gonna do tonight, Brian? Get all the pussy in the world.
Yeah.
Z-Man starts asking for Pillman music or Pillman money, I should say.
Chuck Coates is a little fire plug of a jobber here.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Chuck.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, that was a really good match.
Pillman. He was light heavyweight champ at this point.
No, I don't see a belt.
No, I thought he would be based on the date, but maybe it's.
Ted Turner didn't want a belt covering up that gorgeous Bengal
This is from
Hog.
England. This is Sky sports. So it's not January 11th. It's November 1st.
Let Bengal Hog
1992.
The Bengal Hog.
Gets viewers. What? She's playing a German? That's not Medusa, is it?
Yeah,
That
that's
is
Medusa.
They are,
Yeah.
of course, from the Dangerous Alliance. We'll be
And
seeing
there's
him later
Heyman.
on in the
I will
hour.
tell you this.
Man, it kind of makes her hotter. Imagine if she had a German accent.
Ricky the Dragon
I
It's
got a
better
thing
than
for
it's better than a real
Got a
accent.
thing-
especially
90s.
here
I know.
talking now.
Yeah, I got thing for like early 90s Medusa
Okay,
slash
I will tell
Alundra
you,
Blaze.
I will tell you this: you put a beard or a goatee on Heyman right here. We would be. He'd be my twin, right around this same time, because we looked.
But your hair
so
was
much-
even longer, though.
My hair was longer in the back, but I was losing it up on top, just like him. And
That's
exactly in that way, and
Right.
facially we resembled each other.
And you
But
both
I
had
always had a
giant
beard.
brick phone.
Yeah, well, I had a giant phone. It didn't work. All right,
You just
I couldn't
carried it
afford-
around.
I just carried it around.
That's how you picked up the ladies.
I had a hot blonde
80s
wife.
German
I had a
chick.
hot blonde wife with big bazumbas right here, just like Heyman. This
Just
looks like my
Medusa.
wedding pictures.
Wow.
He's not gonna stop.
Matt P saying, I thought Wild Eyes was going to say he had a thing for early 80s East German chicks. No, I did not.
Yeah,
Oh, when they were on
I
the
like
juice.
he likes big clits that he cannot.
All right.
Oh.
Creepers. Man, I just wanted to say, how you say something like that.
Introducing first.
Oh, dude,
Moose
just mentioning Steffi Graf.
Medusa.
Moose just mentioned Steffi Graf in the chat. Yeah, Steffi Graf is hot as fuck. Early 90s Steffi
You
Graf.
notice how much that I always respect my wife by because I say something proper like bazumbas.
Yeah, very tasteful.
We're still friends, come on.
Yeah.
37 pounds.
Zabisco with Medusa.
Oh yeah,
Harry Bronson.
We're
Looks
getting
like
some
Ric Flair's
great-
kid.
Yeah.
it's Charles Bronson's kid.
David Flair, really.
No dice.
Oh, look at
That's it.
this guy.
I am backing his wrestling career. I want him to follow his dreams.
Action Bronson's dad, says Moose.
He's smashing him like they did Mr. Majestic's melons.
Straight into the trio roll. This is going to be quick and dirty, I bet.
This is when he
Oh
was
no!
the
He like-
cruncher.
Yeah, I
Because he
did not
broke
like.
Wyndham's hand.
Yeah, he broke Wyndham's arm in a car door in
Yeah.
an awesome angle. So that it was awesome. But
Yeah.
then his nickname was the Cruncher,
Cruncher.
Larry Zabisco, which was a shitty, dumb nickname.
That's
the
cool.
Cruncher. What does he love? Cereal? The
Yeah.
Cruncher. Sucks.
Like Jerry Seinfeld.
I can't say a bad word about Larry Z. He's one of my all-time.
I didn't like
wrestlers.
the Cruncher.
Double
Ladies and
Z.
gentlemen,
Does
the
he have double Z?
Cruncher.
Larry Zed, as he's known in Canada.
It's just
Yeah.
tons of kids like me who tore their gums apart and bloody eating Captain Crunch with crunch berries.
Dude, I
Oh.
love Captain Crunch.
Never liked Captain Crunch.
Me either.
Get out
I'm
of
with
town, you guys. You guys
Yeah.
are crazy. I think you've posted about that on social media before, Mike, if I'm not.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of fucking cereals out there. They gotta get the fuck out of here. What's the one with the fucking one with the monkey? It looks delicious, and then you eat it. It's the worst shit ever. Is it Twix?
I don't know.
Twix is
Uh,
Twix is a candy
Trix?
bar.
Yeah,
Trix
Trix
isn't good
is,
either.
is Trix is the
little
bunny,
monkey?
the bunny, the rabbit,
the
the
rabbit.
Those are good.
rabbit.
Oh no, it's can't get enough.
Oh.
No, it's no.
Hey, right.
Sugar Crisp. Sugar Crisp.
Yes.
That is
Oh,
fucked.
dude.
Really?
Dude,
Ah,
Sugar
Sugar
Crisp.
Crisp is okay.
I like Sugar Crisp.
I like Sugar Crisp, but I know
How long
that.
did you have to
can't
fucking
agree
let
with you with that
marinate
one,
in the
Mike.
milk, man? Every time I eat it, my fucking
You take as
Yeah.
long as it
Oh, you
as
need-
long
you
as it
need
takes.
no.
Yeah.
As long as
Mood-
it takes.
Matt's in the chat in all
Nice
caps
brain
saying
buster.
"fuck Sugar Crisp." Yes, and we talked
100%.
about.
Wow, really?
You guys are
Hey,
crazy.
yeah, wait, hold on. Are you
Not my
racist
first
It's a
against
bear,
Sugar
not
Bear?
a monkey.
I mean,
You're right.
Sugar
That's
Bear.
a
Hold on a
Sugar
second.
Bear.
Hold on a second. Sugar Bear's clearly a brother. I mean, you don't have a problem with Sugar Bear, do you?
Sugar.
He
It's like
rules. He
the black
tricked me.
exploitation series.
Look at
Should
this.
fucking advertise that shit for kids.
Wow.
That's an old person cereal.
Yeah.
So Larry was
Uh,
working the stretcher.
My
goodness.
grandparents' cereal
Wow.
was what was the one that came out like a big loaf of
Like Great Depression, fucking.
No.
Fucking
It was
potatoes?
wheat. It was wheat something. God damn it. You know it if I said what it was. The
Fucking
original
just vegetable stew.
Yeah. It was
Grape nuts.
Yeah.
That's been
Yeah,
around
it was
since
grape
the
nuts was one.
1890s.
It was no shredded wheat.
Weetabix
yeah.
or
Yeah,
Weetabix or
Oh, yeah.
Weetabix.
They don't
Shredded-
make them
shredded
like
wheat.
that
That's what my
anymore.
parents eat.
Just one giant shredded wheat.
Yeah, it was a big brick. Then they poured the milk
And you
over
were
it
like
and
meant
smushed it
to
into it.
But you were meant to like crumple it, I think.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
yeah.
look at this! Look at this! They won't let. Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
This is
These
why
are the
bad guys
worst
rule.
paramedics I've ever seen.
Dude, that
Right,
brain buster was
yeah, I know.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great brain buster.
Turner's making so many cuts that these guys had to get their paramedic license and be underneath wrestlers.
Yes.
Man, 2 for 2 on the squash match. So for
I love these early '90s graphics. Fuck yeah, that's almost like it's like the Japanese style almost.
we got main event already. Oh no, Van Hammer.
Oh no!
Big Joe.
Well, yeah.
wow.
Here's your main event. The main event of when I was watching this stuff when I was 21. If I changed the channel,
No,
it's
this can't be
because
the main
Heavy
event.
Metal Van Hammer and the Lumberjack are out. I'm like, what else is on? Click.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though Big Josh, Matt Bourne was an awesome wrestler.
100%.
Well, that's dude, and Mike. I'm gonna have to say this every time. I had seen Matt Bourne wrestle at this time. I knew who he was. I didn't know Big Josh was Matt Bourne.
That's hilarious.
Because look at the size of him. I never remembered him being on that many
D.
steroids.
Snyder.
No, I could see
Yeah,
that.
yeah, totally. Decided. But he was so horrible.
And
Yeah.
heavy metal Van Hammer. I was like,
Yeah.
all right. Is there what's going on 90210? Click.
Cactus could carry Van Hammer to some good hardcore matches.
That's right. They had a falls count anywhere match at one of the clashes.
That
I
was a
think.
good match.
That's about it, I think.
But Cactus is like, in my opinion, like one of the best at carrying people.
I agree.
Yeah,
Foley's
he's
one
up
of
there.
Foley's in my top
Foley
3
and Terry
wrestlers of all
Funk.
time.
He's my numero uno.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
He's my favorite. Yeah. I don't think there's any wrestling fans out there that are like, oh, I don't like Mick Foley.
Yeah,
I
there
think we can
shouldn't
all
be.
agree that he
Yeah.
kicks ass.
Yeah, Cactus Jack was awesome. Who knows? Maybe we'll see him.
Oh my
see,
god.
look at this. I mean,
So- yeah, right.
Yeah,
on
like
the
why does
back
he
of
gotta be
the
a
head.
lumberjack? Just
I
get him in a
know.
fucking speedo. He kicks ass.
yeah.
Dude, you should have seen and on that TNT the opening match. It was a jobber who doesn't even show up, who gets dropped on his head like 2 or 3 times,
yeah.
and then they're just talking to the next 3 guys. Vince is just like, "That was fucking crazy. You guys want to do this?" Like, it's just
No. Not
hilarious. Yeah.
Like, how is Doink better than this lumberjack shit?
Because
Oh.
Doink was a brilliant character
Yeah.
at first as a heel.
Oh,
Because I remember
totally.
as soon as I saw Doink walk out, I immediately said to myself, I was like 24 or whatever, I immediately said, oh, fucking Vince McMahon, a fucking
Yeah.
clown. And then when I saw what they were doing, I was like, this is fucked up and weird and dark. Because
In a good way.
not only is it
Oh,
an
yeah.
evil clown, the evil clown is like a technical wrestler. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on? This is so cool.
Yeah.
And then, of course, let's make him a baby face, and he's gonna have the whoopee cushion and honk honk. And I'm like, yeah, fuck off.
I remember
yeah, that was
the.
awful. I mean, Bourne left or was fired right after the face.
What
turn.
about Lawrence Taylor? That match? Oh no, that was
Wait.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
No, it's Bam Bam.
Yeah, that's
but I'm
Bam Bam.
thinking of who was involved. Was Bam Bam was involved? Bam Bam had a match with Doink.
Yeah, with
ended
Babyface
really-
Yeah.
doing Ray
Yeah.
Apollo, not Matt Bourne.
That ended really badly.
Well, they had the mixed tag at
Okay.
WrestleMania.
I remember.
Okay.
Like
Okay,
he ended
okay.
up He ended up splashing.
Doink
Yeah, okay.
and
one of
Dink.
the, one of the little people.
Kelly, I'm so glad you
Dink.
brought that up. This is hold on. This is a story I've
His
been wanting
Crush
to
was there.
Right. This is a story I've been wanting to tell on this show forever, and I always forget. That match at WrestleMania 10. It's Bam Bam and Luna in like naked dominatrix gear versus a clown and a midget clown. At that moment, I'm watching that WrestleMania with my wife. We had just gotten married. My cousin and his family just pop over with my dad, and they were born again Christians.
Oh,
They
fuck.
walk in with their 8 and 9-year-old boys. right as that match is on TV, they walk and see what we're watching: a giant, fat, tattooed man and a half-naked woman with a mohawk fighting midget clowns and a grown man clown. And the boys were like, "What is this?" And they grabbed them, dragged them out of the house, and left.
Bad
and my wife and I
timing, 'cause
laughed
that
for,
was the match
laughed
that
for like 10
followed
minutes.
Brett and Owen Hart.
Wow.
And then the ladder match was later, so the timing was bad.
I hope they prayed for us. You know,
Hilarious.
So here's
Gordon
Jushin
Soley is
Liger
the,
and-
the Wolf Blitzer of wrestling at this
right.
time.
Well,
yeah,
CNN.
yeah. Emphasis on the blitz.
Matchup from two of the finest
he's always
athletes this
smashed.
sport has ever had to offer. Let's go back and take a look.
Oh, that's right. Because the
Hockey
reason
Night in Canada.
the reason Pillman
Wait,
didn't
is it?
have the light heavyweight belt is
Because of this.
Liger.
This match rules.
Yeah, Liger won this one. Then
Imagine
they have
seeing this shit
Super
for the
Bowl.
first time. You'd be like, "What the fuck?" am
It
I
was
watching?"
dude, I was watching it this time and I was like, "What is this?" Like, I even had my taste, and when I first saw Liger's costume, I was
Yeah,
like,
you
"What's
know.
this hokey
they did
bullshit?"
that finish.
And then I saw them wrestle, and I was like, "I don't care." Like,
Dude,
yeah.
Thunder Liger.
Well, dude, when he came to Ring of Honor for a 2-night appearance, some weekend, I think 2004, I made sure to go to the one in Jersey where it was him and Samoa Joe versus Homicide and Danielson.
Oh, nice.
Attacked by all members of the alliance on Sting. Let's go back now to relive the final horrible moment.
killing
him!
Wow.
It's like
Oh
traumatized.
shit!
Yeah. What is that? Somebody's cast?
It's a cast.
That was a fake cast.
He had a
Oh,
fake
really?
cast. Yeah.
You didn't really take that up with somebody's broken leg.
No. They did that on a match on WWF the other day. A fan let Montez Ford
Right,
use his
yeah, I
belt.
saw that. I saw that. And
I fucking I enjoyed the fuck out of that match. And when that happened, I jumped out of my chair. I was like, I don't even care if that was a plant. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Mad Dog. Or no, Butcher? Was it? No, it was Mad Dog.
It was one of the Vachons.
It was
yeah.
Mad Dog. Diesel ripped his
Yeah.
off.
That was
Right.
classic.
he's still pissed off. Just imagine him putting the new makeup on, like still fired up.
Yeah.
Fucking piece of shit.
Okay. Okay. Hey guys.
Hey, are you rolling? Are you rolling?
For an arm, a leg, a neck.
I'll give you guys one guess at the current wrestler when I tune in that I thought was the hokiest
I'm breathing. And
was Sting. I was like, I wasn't on the Sting bandwagon.
Really?
Didn't like Sting.
Man,
I thought it,
this is the
did,
best Sting as far as I know.
I liked him in the red. No, as soon as the bell rung, I liked Sting. I was old enough to realize this thing was great. It was all this, all the face paint and the screaming promos and all my little stingers and.
Well, yeah, they were
fair
trying to
enough.
make him their Hulk Hogan, but yeah, no, he was great in the ring.
And the name,
actually.
I never liked the name. I'm like, you're not the first person I think of.
Not the lead singer of the Police.
That's right. Yeah.
He is now, though. Fuck that one. The other one.
Yeah.
And I like the Police, but he's second place Sting in my heart.
I like it. I like it. Second place Sting.
Well, which is actually a song that he's recording right now.
Yeah. Fuck Boogie. That's my Sting impression. I couldn't really think of any more melodies, but yeah. And then there's two Edges too. The Edge and U2, and then obviously
That's
Edge.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Another
many
dumb,
Edges.
another dumb name in wrestling. Yeah, here's the thing: the fact that they got over the name Edge as something you'd say and take seriously was
Yeah.
amazing.
Edge is worse than Sting, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yes,
I
I
agree.
agree.
Hey,
Yeah.
man, let's forget about all that. Let's watch Mr. Hughes fucking wreck
Oh
shop.
man.
So tell me, Mike, when you first evolved into Mr. Ferguson, were you generally thinking
100%.
Awesome.
Well, Bubba Rogers too, right?
Oh well, that's really,
So
huh?
and then I was like, yeah. So then I was like, well, I'm not gonna change my name to Bubba. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna change my name to Mr. Ferguson.
Well, you know what? I'm terrible about not spoiling things. So that must be why the main event, the main event tonight is a big Bubba Rogers match.
Fuck yeah, dude. Hughes though is underrated, man. He's fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, you have a love for something that unless you're very good, I never liked in wrestling. Is guys wrestling in suit clothes. I was just like, come on, this is a sport. Wear the goddamn uniform.
I like it.
Oh, it depends. It was just one of those dumb things that bothers me. But then when guys are really good, I'm like, who gives a shit? But
depends on the role, right? Like Kane.
Well,
in
it's
a
always like,
suit
well,
was
just
pretty whack.
why are you wearing a tie?
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
I sound like
Corporate Kane
JR.
Lewis.
I sound like JR. Why are you wearing a tie? Why wouldn't someone just choke you? God damn it.
Well, if his name was the Crusher Hughes, then he'd be in a singlet. But his name's Mr. Hughes, so he's got to be
Right, I get it.
Yeah, it works for him for sure.
It worked for Mr. Hughes.
He came straight from crunching numbers to the
Yeah.
ring.
Okay, it worked for Mr. Hughes. It worked for Big Bubba Rogers. I thought IRS looked like a dummy.
Oh, IRS is
totally.
boring though, so fuck him. You got to be sick. IRS is not sick. Rotunda is pretty sick, but
Yeah.
I mean, he's a badass. We watched on this show at one point, we watched that match with Death Row. That
Yeah.
famous one where he had to fucking rein this green rookie in who was hurting him and just did it with amateur wrestling and just hurt. It's brutal if you know what he's doing.
yeah.
Why is he still able to wrestle as Mr. Hughes in WCW?
Because
When
it
he-
started there.
Oh, really? And
Yeah.
then
I think he
okay.
must have did it before WCW.
Yeah, he did.
It could be, maybe it's a shoot name too, right? You can't,
Well, it is.
like,
It
if
is.
his name is Curtis Hughes, you can't
Curtis
copy it.
Hughes. You can't. What can you do?
Right. Yeah.
Hilarious.
It's not really a gimmick because he doesn't have like a character.
And that's what Matt P is saying too.
He's a bodyguard, but I mean, you can't copyright
Yeah,
bodyguard.
Yeah.
got some
You
chips
can't
in
wear
that.
suits anymore.
Right.
Dude, look at
To me-
this. Come on.
To me, I don't know. To me, it always
No,
looked
it's a
hotter.
handicap
I'm like, I think those bright lights, and they're wearing these a dress shirt that you're sweating through. Look at that. You just beat. Oh, look at that. Destroyed two men like it was nothing. That's Mr. Hughes. That's why he gets a pass on.
Oh.
That's why he gets a pass on my suit rule.
Yeah, because he'll do that to you if you keep fucking yapping about it.
Exactly.
Fucking. I like how he has like the boss man slam too. It's just like, okay, I guess
Yeah.
everyone in a
If
suit
I say his
slam.
name
more
3 times in a row,
reckless.
if I say his name 3 times in a row, he's gonna come bursting down the stairs.
The Kool-Aid man.
Luckily, he's narcoleptic, so hopefully he'll just fall asleep.
Yeah.
He has been teaming on occasion with Cactus Jack, and what a bizarre
Hughes
tag
and
team that
Here we
Vader
go.
versus the Steiner brothers is an amazing
Great
match
fucking
from around
match.
this
Yeah.
time. Clash of Champions too.
Look at this fake footage that just repeats over and over behind Tony Schiavone here.
I didn't even notice that.
Or
That's
Matt's
hilarious.
asking, wasn't he the big cat or something like that? in
He was the big
WCW?
cat at some point, yes.
Mhm.
When he first showed up here, he was the big cat.
That's right.
And then he changed it to being a bodyguard type character, basically doing Big Bubba Raj. You know, Big Boss Man. Big Boss Man wasn't using the gimmick anymore. He is now, because then he's a cop wrestling in his cop uniform, which totally made no sense to me. Like, that looks terribly uncomfortable. Look how he sweats through that thing.
Vince loved to make his wrestlers uncomfortable.
Gee, oh really? And secretaries and barbers, family members,
Convicts,
convicts.
33 pounds.
Undertakers.
248 pounds.
Here we go.
Arn Anderson.
Great short-lived tag team.
Hollywood, California.
Or is this going to be a 6-man?
Oh, it's a 6-man. Everyone's here tonight.
Stunning.
3/5 of the Dangerous Alliance.
We're at the
Fuck,
beginning
man.
of what?
Yeah. Like, I was old enough and smart enough to be, like, I was such an Austin fan at this time. Like, I was just thinking, this guy is going to be a star someday. I remember and getting annoyed when I would tune in and sometimes and see what they were doing with him.
And you can
towards
see it from the
end.
start there, yeah. And then that kind of glimmer
The
in his
After
eye.
Mags basically christened him the next.
Oh, they
Ric
did. I
Flair.
remember that. Yeah.
And it's funny, he became
Eight
didn't
ball
become the
coming
next Ric
through.
Flair.
There we go.
He
Look
became
at
the
this team,
next,
man. Awesome.
Became the next Hulk Hogan in a way. Sterling Golden.
And this was, you know, for the nerds out there who were around at the time, which is even like me. I don't know if I even knew the term work rate even in my 20s, but I knew like, well, these are where the better wrestlers are.
Yeah.
That are having better wrestling matches than at this time. When I clicked on WWF, sometimes it took 3 minutes before something pissed me off and I turned it off.
Wow.
It usually was the Ultimate Warrior. As soon as he shoved, like, fuck off.
Right.
Fuck Warrior.
WWF at the time had Bret Hart and
there you go.
Shawn Michaels.
Good tag division.
DiBiase, Mr. Perfect.
If I tune in and see those guys, is what I'd watch. I'd watch.
But they never mixed them up like this, really. It was,
No. It was always like a work rate guy versus a shitty guy to make the shitty guy look better.
Right.
Yeah. And they still do that.
I mean, Bret and Perfect had a match at SummerSlam, but that was kind of the only time, right? Until King of the Ring. So yeah, they just had like a couple of one shots.
At WCW still had as much as Jim Herd and all them wanted to make it like WWF, which is why you have lumberjacks and heavy metal stars and that bullshit.
Awesome.
Yeah, boom. There was still the underlying mentality and philosophy amongst the people making it down there in the South that Southern wrestling is more exciting and has better matches. That's what Ted Turner wanted.
Well, that's what they were successful doing for decades. But by this point, wrestling in all of North America was in the toilet. Like they couldn't draw.
It's crazy.
Right.
You're
like
saying
92 is one of their worst years.
Oh yeah,
drawing.
Yeah,
WWF's wasn't too much better.
These are 6 all-timers in this match.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh yeah, but at the time it wasn't as appreciated, right?
Yeah.
What's funny is because at the time, I had no idea what ratings for wrestling even were. I was like, okay,
the ratings I think were still fine. It was just the attendance at the shows.
Or I knew nothing about that. They hit
After
it well
Flair
enough
left
for me,
WCW,
right?
they cratered big time and never recovered or didn't recover until the NWO. And then WWF after Hogan left cratered big time too.
Well, and then for me, as soon as Hogan showed up, I was like, oh, it sucks now. And they did better business. So it just goes. That just goes to show more people are stupider than I am. Because this was great.
Yeah. It was Savage and Flair in WCW that got the
that's what got the that's what got
they had a
again.
good serious feud.
Yeah, I got at that.
Let's go to commercial.
Yeah,
so funny.
I got to see Flair and Savage wrestle at that time with Bruno as the special referee at the last Philly Civic Center show.
Matt's complaining in the chat how Ferg gets this match and usually gets the best of Northeast and Bornean yak wrestling.
Bitch. Look, you know what? Don't you? Yeah, don't be like bitching about George South. George South is fantastic, and you'll take your George South like the medicine it should be. He's still going today, powered by Jesus.
Click, if you will. Doing the things the Dangerous Alliance has done.
And they are telling the story of the baby faces, finally like kind of having a cohesive unit to take on these fucking assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Which was, but thankfully they didn't give them a name, because when they did that with Sting against the Horsemen, and I remember seeing this, and they goes, he's like, these are my dudes with attitudes. I was like, that sucks.
That's horrible.
But they do have a War Games eventually, where it's Sting, Nikita Koloff, the Steiners, and Dustin Rhodes.
The match.
Oh no, wait, Steamboat was in that too. I don't know. I just remember the cover of WCW magazine. It was a flip cover. One side was the Dangerous
the
Alliance,
baby faces one. It's one of the great covers.
It was for the War Games in 92.
They made 2 different versions of that for a magazine that nobody was buying, which is God bless Ted Turner.
I was buying it off the stand, or my dad was buying it for me off the stand.
Ted Turner was making it just for you.
It was better than WWF magazine. I was a total magazine geek. I had
Same.
all of them at this time.
Who's champ at this time?
Sting.
I'm not. If it's January, it's still Lex Luger.
Oh, is it? I thought
Yeah,
it was Sting.
Sting beats him at the Super Brawl too. Yeah, it is because Liger's the junior
Zach
champion.
Morris. Give me Zach Morris.
Pillman beats Liger at Super Bowl too. But Luger had stopped wrestling at this
I'm
point
trying to get a connection here, Arn.
because he was gonna leave as soon as he dropped the title. So he didn't wrestle for the last couple months before he
I would always think to myself, who the fuck is he talking to? They never, ever, that never came up.
That Luger Simmons beef actually isn't bad. Like both guys, like definitely hold their weight. Because I remember watching them like this is gonna be a fucking slog. But they actually
that was a good match.
Like, damn.
2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah.
Yeah, they built that feud up pretty well.
And like Luger was pretty much just like, hey, you're the new Flair, I guess. Like it was kind of weird seeing him in that, like, because he had Hughes as like the bodyguard and shit.
Yeah, and Harley Race was his manager. Yeah,
but
they tried, but it was too little, too late. I think for Luger.
100%.
And yeah, and he was seen as illegitimate in the eyes of the old time fans because Flair left without dropping the title.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just around the time they did the amazingly racist press conference angle with Ron Simmons.
Yeah, well, that was the low point of it. But they played it up on TV how they were on the same football
Or
team
high
and
point
all
if you're Travis Volashin, but you know, we're all
What?
friends
I'm
here.
just trying to watch.
And Dustin Rhodes was already awesome at this point.
Dude, I'll be honest, it's a high point for me and Joe Danzo because one of the things we love to just laugh our asses off is when they do blatantly racist shit in wrestling and just laugh our ass like, can you fucking believe this? And just laugh our asses off.
A little less funny in 2025.
Well, no, it's always classic stuff. In 2025,
I know.
In 2025, it's like, oh, come on. But
Like the Gable thing now.
The Gable, I don't think the Gable thing is racist. I think it's stupid, but I don't think it's racist.
No, it is.
Well, they tried to pull back. It was at first when they did the whole Gulf of America entrance, and then they realized, oh fuck, and they pulled that back, and we're like, nope, we're not. And they had him like do a promo saying, no, I'm from the Gulf of Mexico, and pulled it back. And then of course on WrestleMania, McAfee says the wrong thing again, and it has to be corrected by Cole. No, we're not doing that anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, but that feels like Vince era.
100%.
Fucking
Look,
angle.
you know that no matter what, I have a love for the gimmick of a guy wearing a mask and everyone knows who it is. Yeah, it's usually a babyface move, like Jimmy Valiant, and Charlie Brown, and
the Yellow Dog.
Yellow Dog.
Yeah, Yellow Dog.
To stick with this.
Who could it possibly be,
WCW?
even though no one else can do those moves?
Oh, dude, Charlie Brown from Out of Town with Jimmy Valiant was the only other guy who had a giant bleached blonde beard.
Yeah, and if you were there live, you'd be like, yeah, that's fucking Jimmy Valiant.
Right.
Like
I loved that. I
The
loved
Midnight
that.
Rider, Dusty Rhodes.
The Midnight Rider.
Well, of
I
course,
loved-
that was what made it great. Is of course it was.
I thought it was great. Junkyard Dog was also the Yellow Dog. Tommy Rich was the
Stagger
masked
Lee.
Mr. He was
Yeah,
Stagger
he
Lee.
was Stagger
Stagger Lee, which is great. And Tommy Rich was the masked Mr. R.
Mr. R.
Dude, as much as I totally hated Hogan at that time, when they did Mr. America, I was like, love it. Bravo.
Yeah,
Wait, that was Hogan?
Bravo, Balea.
I
Bravo.
kind of did too, because it was a throwback.
That was
also
Terry Bollea?
Dude, that Hogan run is fucked. The fact that he's getting that big of pops and shit over like The Rock, it's like, all right, I guess.
Yeah, it was wild.
I guess we just like Hogan again.
Yeah.
And then he gives Vince the ammo because it gets fired while they're doing that fucking gimmick. And because at a house show or afterward, he thought the TV, the cameras were done, he would
yeah, pull it up.
he would pull the mask up to show the crowd, no, it really is me. See,
And
Hulk
that's how they
Hogan.
kind of wrote him out.
That's how they
after
wrote
it
him
was
out.
already
Yeah.
done, right?
That's how they wrote him out.
When
Vince
contract
was like,
shit fell through or something.
well, no, yeah, and it's hilarious because Vince is like, we're gonna do this on television. And we're like,
Yeah.
"Eh."
That's how he gets written out.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that. I remember him.
I
Like,
laughed so hard.
Lesnar fucking him up on a
That was
SmackDown.
before That was before Miss America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was how he was written out the year before, right?
See, I
so
misremembered.
funny.
I thought that was his last thing, and I was like, "Damn, that's actually a pretty sick way to go out."
Yeah,
but-
that was a sick.
Hey, you know, Hulkamania has
beatdown.
invaded us not talking about this awesome fucking match. So I don't know.
I know.
Yeah.
He always wins.
Goddamn.
Power-
He
right.
does.
Power
He
to
always wins. You're
Oh.
right, Ferg.
Celebration now commences. But
Wow.
God, how great is Austin here already?
Yeah.
2 years into the biz, basically 3 maybe.
to cheer his partner on.
Oh, and another
Dustin.
thing that made me angry here: Bobby Eaton was no longer beautiful Bobby Eaton. His name was just Beautiful Bobby. It was stuff
Right.
like that. Was like, come on, you're just
Like
you're
Blind
this close.
Brian.
And yet,
Yeah,
when your
same thing.
beloved Vince shortened the names, it was all great. Huh?
No, I hated that fucking too. My beloved Vince. Yeah.
So much of a veteran.
My beloved Vince. Vince's obsession with weird names. We're not gonna have any last names. Everyone's for a while like you're gonna be
Riddle.
Jim,
No,
what?
it was for Riddle.
What's his
it was-
name? Riddle.
He was just Riddle.
Riddle.
That's
You're
awful,
Riddle.
man.
You're Riddle.
That's
Funny.
awful.
Riddle me this. Riddle.
Like, what the fuck, man? And like his whole gimmick is like shoot fighter guy too. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Why would you?
No, because
What?
Vince got his. I'm sure he got some kind of idea that badasses go by their last name. You know, you're gonna.
Or they're like, you're
Riddle,
accused of like
Riddle.
4 rape charges. Hopefully, no one will do
Yes,
this. So it's gonna make your name. as
Holy
big
cow,
as
pal.
Oh, dude, how about
Holy
how about
cow.
with Pac?
Surprised Vince didn't push him to the moon.
Okay,
Yeah.
how about
this
with
guy?
Pac?
Damn it!
Okay,
Yeah,
how much of a fuck up are you to have to for Vince have to be like, you gotta go with fucking Riddle?
I mean, 4 rape charges. I only got 1 on.
Jesus Christ, pal.
Steamboat's had enough.
This is Mark Curtis.
It's what you call
The ref.
Yes.
It turned out the worst for Dustin, and the youngster once again.
He would get all the main
Solid.
events this time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's
Okay,
tons
okay.
of these matches in '92 between these guys.
Oh,
Different
the other one.
tags.
Okay, I got to mention the other name one that always was like, what was it? When Pac was there at first in NXT, he was Adrian Neville, which
Yes.
is like, yeah, it's the most British
Very
thing you've ever heard,
British. Yeah.
but at least it's a name. And Vince gets is like, no, we're just gonna call you Neville. I was like, that sucks. That stinks. That sounds like a first name, like Neville Chamberlain. Like that's
Yes.
awful.
Yeah.
There we
Yeah,
go.
thank God that guy's gone now.
Yeah.
There were some people thinking he was going to be the third man in that.
Oh,
would've
right,
been-
because
I-
he's threatening to start a new. Something.
Right,
I don't
right.
think he
That's
is.
what I mean. Yeah.
People are like rumoring that, but I've never heard him once mention it.
More than just a match.
He doesn't. He doesn't talk
And you
to any
and you
press.
you talk
'Cause
to
you
him
talk
every
to
I
day.
Vince.
talk to him.
Weekly.
Look, yeah, I talk to him.
What's
I
up,
talk to him at
King?
least
Every morning
once
you
a month.
text him. What's up, King?
Dang.
Slay,
Hey,
bro.
dude, you know, much like Triple H of the Hall of Fame, I gotta say, look, it's a complicated relationship. You know, you can't just give up on someone you love, someone who's family.
Yeah.
That whole that whole illegitimate kid
your home
angle was
territory.
based on me, dude.
Oh,
Okay?
He's your
I'm the
sweetheart.
hornswoggle.
Yeah.
Oh,
look
that
at
was
that.
so
Boom.
sick,
This'll
man.
be-
That is all man.
The chop block. Yeah, yeah.
Everyone's bumping
And
early
in
because they don't want to
career,
fuck
yeah.
the lights
Oh,
out.
yeah. They're like, nope.
Tearing
nope.
ACLs.
Heaton bumped like a week early on that one.
Austin saw the knee braces in his future from like 5 miles away.
That's
No.
great. I love it.
Simmons
I
is
mean,
tearing
it was a great
ACLs
hot
out
tag.
there.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. I love that House of Fire just breaking ankles.
It looks good.
Oh,
1, 2,
it's
3.
done, baby.
Let's go.
Because he
yeah.
was the top push guy of all of them at this point.
Yeah.
Well, how long ago had he lost his strap?
He hadn't
He
even
hadn't
won
won
it
it yet.
actually at this
Oh,
point.
wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay. Yeah. Come on.
But
Here's
his
it.
program with Luger had just ended.
That was a
Here we go.
dynamite DDT from Arn.
Yeah. No, these guys are.
Here we go.
just all of them.
This is great heat.
Here's where I'm jumping up and
All
cheering.
that. Yeah.
Well, now they got Steamboat.
Oh, they're gonna spike that shit.
Yeah, watch
Dude,
this.
we used to think that. Yeah.
Here we go.
Fuck. We would mark out for spike pile drivers
pile
so
drivers.
much when we were in high school.
Yeah.
And junior
And
high.
we tried to do them on the channel.
All right, that's not enough. That's not enough. I heard you had a throat.
Alabama.
Boom.
Oh no! Oh, I love it.
Eat it, Goldust.
Oh,
Oh.
Austin out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here goes
Barry
Barry
Windham.
Windham with a fucking 2x4.
Broken hand. Because that's how Steamboat. He came back and he replaced Windham in the tag with Rhodes. Yeah, no one sells a throat injury
Yeah, turn this up.
better than Ricky Steamboat.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta run to the washroom.
Tag titles. And the proof's in the pudding, boys. We showed you how the cow
wow.
eats the cabbage because we got the proof right here. That's the straps right here, baby.
The
We
newly
went through-
turned
we
heel
dusted you off.
Young Pistols.
That's right.
When
Now we
before
understand. We are
they
the
were
number one contender.
beloved babyface and Confederate soldiers, time traveling Confederate soldiers, the wild-eyed Southern boy.
Babe Ruth used to hit home runs, and O.J.
Travis has to
Simpson-
leave whenever the wild-eyed Southern boys under a Confederate flag
Yeah.
show up.
Yeah. Good timing.
Rhodes and Steamboat, to get
I
the
forgot
world
they
back.
did a heel turn.
That's right. I feel so
Oh, and they
good
have some
now.
great matches as heels.
Everything I want
This
out
is-
here
looks
because
like-
that's the real me. You understand? Us two
Yeah.
boys have been going around being good old boys and nice, and oh, they're just good old cornbread boys. Bull, man.
Cornbread.
Reality's all about. The belts
We're
around
not
our waist,
racist.
did it like we wanted
We're
to
not
do it.
Confederate
With our
soldiers.
heart.
We're
We got
assholes.
these belts. So there ain't no way we're going back
United
to our
States
old,
Tag Team
old
Champions.
ways, because that don't get you nothing but thrown by the wayside. Ain't
That's
that right?
exactly right, Steiner brothers. You think you're going to make a stepping stone and come through the Young Pistols? You're wrong, boys. You have never faced a team that can beat you in more ways.
Oh, it's been
than
so
these
long since I've come through a Young Pistol.
top rope. We beat you with teamwork. We
They had
beat you
so
any
many
way.
tag teams
Your days are
at this
numbered.
point.
All
in
right, friends, welcome
WCW.
back to Worldwide Wrestling, an exciting
Yeah, I'll be right
hour.
back. I got pissed.
Saw the Dangerous Alliance in full
Now the Young
force.
Pistols are done coming.
There you go.
Yeah,
And, that's it for
Not only his winning ways,
Worldwide.
but
So
his
it is
injury
January
ways
11th.
in World Championship
1992.
Wrestling. And what about stunning Steve Austin, beautiful Bobby and Arn Anderson? You know, the Dangerous Alliance, certainly as we saw 1 week ago here on Worldwide Wrestling, made a statement. And Paulie dangerously said that he would take out the Stinger and take away all the heroes.
Now,
from
yeah,
World-
take it out. Take out the stinger.
Well, as we heard in the Wrestling
Bomb.
News Network, we are seeing now a different Sting. A man who is not going to sit back and be a target anymore for Ravishing Rick Rude, Paulie Dangerously, and the Dangerous Alliance. It's great to see that he has friends such as Barry Windham, Ron Simmons, Dustin Rhodes, and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
I
You can definitely
am
say
obsessed
right
with
now,
this
more than
loop
ever in World Championship
that's
Wrestling,
green
Right.
screened
World
behind Tony
Right.
Schiavone.
on one side, the Dangerous Alliance on the other. I'm Tony Schiavone, fan. See you next week.
See you, Tony.
See, what I'm doing, Kelly, is we're getting to the end of our original worldwide
Mm-hmm.
run.
Oh yeah, we got to get to Starcade. So.
Yeah, we're getting to Starcade, but so I'm easing us into our next worldwide run, which is going to be all this shit.
The
But it's-
92 run.
Yeah, but at 90, but it's not going to be in chronological order.
Right, because you can pick like the years. They're all
Uh-huh.
good. Before Hogan gets there, you can't go wrong, really.
All right.
So here's I was mentioning that I wanted to include Abyss matches that weren't in TNA, and this we talked about this earlier. He had a run in the Embassy with Prince Nana's group in Ring of Honor right after I moved to Colorado, but when I was going to all these shows, so I missed it. And at
It
this
is
point,
Jimmy Wang Yang. Yes, you're right, Matt.
it's no, he's just Jimmy Yang here because
But it is Jimmy Yang Wang.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Jimmy
Wang
Yang.
Yang.
Wang Yang. Fuck off. That sucked. I like the
Really, I
cowboy part.
love Jimmy Wang.
I didn't like the name. I thought it was like Wang. That Wang is slang for dick.
SmackDown's resident redneck.
That I liked. That I liked. That I
Hilarious.
liked. I
That was
like
the
that he
best
liked. I like
Michael
that he liked
Cole.
country music.
Yeah. They did like I loved SmackDown at that time because they had a bunch of
So did I.
suddenly out of nowhere wacky like throwback to the 80s characters like him.
But they
and
also had some like that's when
Finley.
London. Well, that's when London. Yeah, Finley was there. London and Kendrick were a team that they
were the
never
tag
gave
champs.
them a name.
No, but they held the belts for I think a year straight.
Yeah, but the fans
as
just
an afterthought.
But the fans just came up with a name from them online, called them the Hooligans.
The Hooligans, okay.
Yeah, the Hooligans.
No, we got to get more Jimmy Wang Yang on the show.
Okay. So anyway, at this point, Generation Next, and I was at the show where they debuted, and they've been heels forever, but they're baby faces now, and they're feuding with Prince Nana's embassy, which includes Alex Shelley, who had been the leader of Generation Next. He got kicked out by Austin Aries at the show I was at. I keep mentioning I went to. My wife let me go to a lot of it. It was the night Joe lost the belt to Aries, and Aries earlier that night had kicked Shelley out of Generation Next because he'd been the leader. Shelley is a babyface run after that, but then turns heel, joins the embassy, and they turn Generation Next babyface. And Matt Sydal is the new member. And he's out there too. So, and then Abyss is like he's doing a run there as part of the embassy. Which, when I was going to all these Ring of Honor shows, the embassy and Prince Nana was my favorite act.
Yeah,
by
100%.
far.
They felt big time. All things considered.
Well, no, I loved that they were he was the mid card manager with the mid card stable. You know?
But Jimmy Rave just looked like he had so much fucking potential.
Yeah. But when I first started seeing him, he had like the Outcast Killers, who no one remembers, like John Waters
names.
Joined
Jesus,
there.
this is so ROH, man.
It's so aughts. And I must say, I hate the letterboxed or whatever you want to call it. ROH.
Yeah, it's
borders.
what you're stuck with.
Yeah.
Are you? You're not in this crowd, are you, Johnny?
No, I mentioned this was after I moved to Colorado, maybe within months after I moved to Colorado. Oh, I did get to be. I was at the show where Nana debuted the new crown jewel of the embassy, and it was returning Jimmy Rave. And I didn't remember that I'd seen Jimmy Rave in one match. And everyone was acting like it was a big deal. And I was like, who the fuck is Jimmy Rave? Then very quickly, I was like, oh, he's awesome. He was the original heel that everyone fucking hated. And the toilet paper thing started with Jimmy Rave.
Yeah. He's dope.
And this is like Andre the Giant in this match.
Yeah, and
it's Ring of Honor, right? Yeah.
They pair him with fucking Jack Evans for all the spots too, and he just hugs them.
Trying to work his way back to his feet.
Have you seen this one, Mike?
No, I've seen this feud, but I haven't seen this. I've seen the War Games though.
Oh, the Steel Cage Warfare.
Yeah,
the first thing I thought of, but the match itself is 45 minutes long.
It's fucking long. It's fucking great, but it's long.
Oh, it's great, but that's the one where Jack Evans takes that fucking does that move off the top of the cage that to this day I don't know how he survived.
I don't know how you allow yourself to do that.
Right, I've seen that. Yeah.
It's just like I'm just gonna spin to this fucking
crazy
floor.
and hope for the best.
Oh yeah.
It's fucked.
I was lucky enough to see Jack live a lot, and it was that every match. How the fuck are you doing that? How are you not? He was the most flexible wrestler I ever saw.
Ooh,
we'll say it in
tight arm drag.
And he's still wrestling.
Yeah.
And I'm a big, especially the early seasons, Lucha Underground.
Oh yeah.
And when he was there, he was awesome.
Yeah, the first 2 seasons of Lucha Underground are so good.
Dope.
Even
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Trying to keep Jimmy Rave grounded here. Outside out, Jack Evans and Jimmy Yang.
Oh, there's a comedian in the crowd.
They will keep this match very fast.
Green Lantern fan in there somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Paul.
The only thing they're gonna be laughing about Green Lantern fan is that everyone smelled how he and his companion smelled when me and my wife were sitting behind him.
One of these men
again on the Generation Next side. Looks like it's going to try to be Matt Seidel here.
Seems like a nice guy, but Jesus Christ, deodorant.
Right.
To clean up the mess.
And now it's Alex Shelley just toying him aside out.
Like when this whole like meme about hey wrestling fans use deodorant, like that's more of a modern thing. I went to tons of shows at the Spectrum and the Civic Center in the 80s. Nobody stunk.
I feel like it's more an indie wrestling thing, or like, you know, smaller wrestling shows.
I mean, people stunk like cigarettes and weed.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and beer, but
Maybe that masked the
the dank of the Philly Civic Center totally masked all the body odor.
because I'm sure Super 8 fucking stunk like a dead horse.
Oh yeah.
Now, dude, this was the 80s. Everyone just poured cologne and aftershave on themselves.
Yeah,
Everything would be
Drakkar,
that's a good
Drakkar Noir.
strategy.
It's just a mix of musk and aqua velva.
Long shot, chop to the chest. Keeps him in the
Who's with the do-rag? Who is that?
That's Jack Evans.
Right. Crazy. Yeah, he just couldn't figure out his gimmick ever.
But yeah, he was Eminem, and he was and his gimmick was you've never seen anyone do these moves that this guy can do or take these bumps.
Yeah,
That's
pretty much he's a backyarder that's a professional.
Yes, but that's what I mean. Like he could never
That
really
was a lot
go
of
to the next level.
Well, I think there was a lot of other things involved with it, probably.
Yeah, I think so,
But
too.
that because Jack Evans had all. I saw, dude. Like I'm saying, I was like feet away from him watching performing. Jack Evans had all the charisma in the world as whatever this character of Jack Evans is. It works.
I've heard that 1,000 times, but it just seems like he never really caught on.
Well, I mean, there's hey, there you go, Shelly.
Thank you.
Just raking the forearm across the face of Seidel in the corner.
A guy that tiny too at that time is never gonna.
That's hard. So that's just it. If the Jack Evans we're watching right now came along today, Jack Evans would be a fucking star on television.
Right.
Because it's not just the moves; it's the personality and the charisma. Oh, there you go, Seidel.
Mm-hmm.
He had to take an shit. I'm trying to remember what's that shit called? Ayahuasca trip.
Ayahuasca or whatever the fuck.
Ayahuasca trip.
There it is.
For Seidel. I know he's talking. Is that
Who's the ballet?
Is that Lacey or Daisy Hayes?
Insult to injury.
I'm not sure who the fuck that is.
Who was cheerleader Melissa? Is that her?
That was someone else, and that's not her.
That's not her.
No, this is. It might be Lacey.
Ray looking to the corner for Abyss. Maybe time to tag the big man in.
It might be Daisy Hayes. Okay. At my last Ring of Honor show outside the Philadelphia Armory, me and Danzo were going, and I was waiting for him. It was a summer day. I'm just walking around doing nothing. People were, there's kind of tailgating. And I walk around the back of the building, and there's Nana and Daisy Hayes are outside, and they call me over. They call me over like, hey. And they like, hey, what's up? And Nana says, he's like, hey man, do you have any weed?
That's what I thought.
And I'm like, nah, man.
Totally.
And they're like, God damn.
Jesus, Johnny.
And then I chit-chatted with Nana for a second. And I was like, yeah, it's my last show. I'm going to Denver. And he was like, oh, shame to see you go. Shook my hand. I mean, dude, that's enough for me. And I'm like, Prince Nana is the best thing about Ring of Honor. I mean, AEW right now. Because I'm like, I love seeing that Nana is finally getting his due.
Yeah.
Just trying to humiliate Matt Seidel.
Some of that peroxide seeped in on Alex Shelley.
What's he thinking with that hair? Come on.
They're chanting "flock of seagulls" at
pretty funny.
Sending him in the ropes. Big elbow from Shelley.
In Ring of Honor, you occasionally got some like actually funny, witty chants every now and then. Just like there was like ECW stuff that wasn't all misogynistic bullshit.
Right.
There was occasionally some witties like "Where's my pizza?" for the full-blooded Italians is legitimately funny.
Very nice execution.
About Alex Shelley and his cocky demeanor in the ring. The guy can get it done flat out.
I wouldn't want to be the face of that side down.
That's
There we go.
Isn't this what Booker T gets excited when?
Can you dig it, Travis?
That's from Alex Shelley.
I know my Booker T is Louis Armstrong, but that's all we can do.
Breaking the boot across the eyes.
I'm coming.
It's
What's the name of the wrestler that does that?
Trying his best
That does that move that gets.
from Shelley.
Was
Stephanie
she released?
McClure or whatever?
Stephanie McClure.
Is she still employed? Like they just
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
a recent-
Well, that's just okay. It always sucks when people get fired and everything, but it's always like, yes, well, who are they like making space for? And Stephanie McClure is part of this new generation. And here's the thing, just from I don't like anyone to get fired either. Like, well, if you gotta make room for people, Stephanie McClure is fucking good, like real good. Like,
Yeah, she is.
And Julia, she's going right up to the main roster too. So
there's a wrestler named Julia now. Just
yeah,
Julia.
it's
With a G.
Guila.
Oh yeah, okay.
Illegal.
Oh, were you thinking finally, Kelly? we got
Well, I was gonna say,
Finally.
well, no, I mean my wife. Her favorite wrestlers were guys like Santino Marella and Carlito. She loved them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the funny guys, funny
Yeah.
heels.
Carlito right now is currently maybe the funniest guy on wrestling TV because he doesn't do much. He's a background character, like in these backstage skits. You always want to keep your eye on him and his reactions. There's always one thing that's going to make you laugh your ass off.
You see the new Ron Simmons with the dad
Yeah, but it's
and
always
stuff?
different. It's always
Right.
different, and
Okay.
and it makes him look like a dope. He's always the point of the joke. It's really funny shit.
And Marella has a daughter that's a wrestler. Am I correct?
I
Yes,
believe
and
so, yeah.
In TNA, he's the sheriff and he has a badge. It's kind of lame.
Oh.
Nice.
Ooh,
He was really funny that first year or so when he went heel.
when he was a heel.
Yeah,
Who are you talking about?
Santino Marella.
Santino Marella.
Oh, I thought you were talking. I thought you said Joey Morella had a
Oh
kid.
yeah, great heel run.
By Joey Morella, yeah. Well, according to Jesse Ventura, yeah.
Yeah, the greatest heel in WWF history. Oh, that was
Ooh.
rad. Jimmy Wang
Jimmy, baby. SmackDown's resident redneck.
Again, why, dog? Why'd you have to make him a fucking redneck?
Yeah.
I thought
It
the fact
worked,
that
man.
he like
he went 100% with that gimmick.
yeah,
did.
that part I liked. The Wang part I hated because I'm like, I get it. You're
Always with the names.
you're
That's
trying
your
to
true line.
because you're trying to give him a middle name to make him sound like a redneck.
I mean,
How about
Vince-
Jimmy? How about Jimmy Twang Yang? Wouldn't that have been a bit better?
Yeah.
It would have been better than Wang.
Oh,
Oh,
that was hilarious.
Obviously, Vince thought
Jimmy
that after,
Bang
like, 2
Wang. Jimmy
seconds.
Bang Wang.
Running stomp.
That was that would have been good too.
Look
If
at
he
those
turned-
giant
turned
long
heel, he
shorts.
would have been Jimmy Bang. Yeah.
Remember when Chris Webber played for Michigan and all their basketball
Yes.
shorts were as
Uh-huh.
long as that guy's?
Yeah, super baggy. Well, that's the legacy right there. It lasted all through the aughts too,
That was the difference.
I gotta tell you,
That's why
if
you
you're
had
a
to call
high,
for timeout.
and now it's
If-
popular again.
I would imagine if you're a high flyer like Jack Evans wrestling under those hot indie Ring of Honor lights, loose long basketball shorts must be a pleasure to wrestle in.
Yeah.
Going full commando. letting all this-
Moose says that Vince probably saw Jimmy naked and said, "My God, look at that girthy, veiny hog.
My God,
We gotta call you Wang."
Penis
Ah.
is that big.
I didn't think that could happen with your people.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't. Well, yeah. Well, there's the famous story that he didn't understand how men could find
Asian women attractive when
Yeah.
JR's trying
That's
to
what-
we need to
Ew.
hire.
Gail
What
Kim
the
a job.
fuck.
Yeah, I know.
So he
except
couldn't
for,
understand the appeal of Gail Kim.
Yeah.
What?
And JR had to explain it to us like, well, boss, some people think Asian women are hot. And he's like, what? and you had to show him porn on the
I'm
internet.
horny on the main.
Well, JR's
If there's anyone to explain Asian porn,
Yeah, JR didn't have to look it up. It was like,
Can
oh
I
yeah,
show
that's
you
from like 5 minutes
my
ago.
I got a
porn account.
I got a terabyte of research.
Just fucking slowly jerking it while he's showing him it. Are you gonna hire or what?
There's gonna be a slobber knocker tonight, Jan.
This is my dream, by the way, boss.
Taunting Seidel and Evans on the outside. Reversal by Yang hits the corner hard.
Ooh, nice.
Oh,
yeah, man.
Ooh, nice.
He's bouncing all over the place tonight.
Again, Shelley tagged back in, and Jimmy Yang is.
Abyss is taking it easy. I wonder if he's hurt or something.
Yeah, let them. Fly
He
all over
hasn't
the
done
place.
shit all.
They're saying he's the big
That's
TNA
not
star.
Abyss.
Yeah, it's not even Abyss.
This is his stand-in.
It's who
I'm trying to think if there was anyone
Chris
tall enough.
Sabin with a bunch of pillows. Fucking shit.
Yeah. I'm trying, on stilts.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any guys around the indie scene who are like
There you go.
really
There's
big
the
at
tag.
the time.
No, there's nobody.
Yeah, there's legit no one.
There was a handful in the Northeast. And just like every now
Unless
and then
it's
someone-
Canyon, it's no one.
Yeah.
The Embassy was able to isolate Matt Seidel for several minutes. Get that flag down.
Political statements going on here.
No, that's
We
the
hate
flag.
Ghana.
That's Ghana. That's Ghana's flag.
Yeah.
I had the Nana Embassy shirt. It was awesome. On the back of it, it was just Ghanan money with his face like on the
Right.
money and shit. It was great. It just said the embassy.
Jimmy Ray and sends
Oh, yeah. Fucking Jimmy.
Ooh.
Wag.
Yeah, Jimmy. He's our boy. Way to get Jimmy on this show, man.
Mhm, yeah.
The Jimmy Rave, baby.
this out to the floor now.
I saw Rave and Punk have a dog collar match that fucking rocked.
Oh, nice. You saw that?
Yeah, no, I was at all of the ballroom shows they did at that place until I left. Like Joe versus Kobashi. But it was right out that hotel room place was right outside of Penn Station. You take the train in, get out, walk right across the street.
The Hammerstein bone.
No, not the Hammerstein.
No.
It was a different building's ballroom. That show at the same time as the wrestling show, which Nana wore a tux for, and posed for a picture that I have somewhere. In the ballroom next door was the Hip Hop Fashion Awards going on at the same time, and it was standing room
Nice.
only for the Ring of Honor, and I was standing, and at one point I just look at who's standing next to me. I think it was during that match actually, and it was either Method Man or Red Man. I just don't remember which.
Damn.
They wandered
Guess it could've
over and
been
were checking
either.
out the Ring of Honor
I
show.
mean, Method Man's a well-known, huge wrestling
Is he
fan.
the big wrestling
Oh, yeah.
fan? Okay, there's probably
Yeah, well,
him.
yeah, I think, well, most of the Wu-Tang Clan is. But yeah, he especially. I don't know about Red Man.
Jimmy Ray just
That's cool.
That was right after Candido died, and Punk had like Candido written on his tape and shit. So it was all.
Which
very-
one is the old Manhattan Center where they first did Raw? What is that one called?
I don't know. I've never been there.
Is that the Hammerstein?
No, I don't
Pretty
think
great
it's
stuff. Really great stuff with these two. These two have been real standouts.
Well, dude, I will tell you, every single person in this ring right now are fucking great.
Yeah, it's like that 6-man we saw at the end of the WCW show.
Yeah.
Not quite, but you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, for the modern,
Yeah,
fast forward to the, well, that's what Ring of Honor kind of was too.
Yeah,
every now and then, some matches would be when I was there. I'm like, okay, come on, were you all fucking from Krypton? Come on, something's got to beat somebody. But
Evans.
Remember,
Oh, God, I
look at
love
that,
it.
awesome. He's so good.
Okay, looks like a Reffy Mark.
Yeah, he does.
Fuck yeah.
No, it is not. It's not even close to over. Don't say that.
Yeah, don't call it.
Yeah, the matches were
Man.
great. Oh, look at what he bent.
It doesn't match. It doesn't match for him to have such a sharp, clean haircut for what he'd become later. I just see him as like you want to talk about somebody who looks like they smell like weed? It's Jack Evans.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, having hung around Jack Evans at this time, yeah, he did smell like weed.
Good. Attaboy. Live the gimmick, brother.
He smelled like weed. Jack also chain smoked cigarettes. And that blew my mind that he could be a smoker and perform like this.
Well,
Mika Kiprasov, like Mika Kiprasov.
Yeah, Masawa was like a 3-pack a day guy.
That's
Guy
Here we
Lafleur.
go. Yeah,
Guy Lafleur,
here's what Abyss is paid to do. Come in and kill everybody.
Oh,
Look
shit.
at that. Oh.
These guys are made for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Greedy.
Oh.
What a counter.
It's over.
I love that.
Did he say that?
That's fucking rad.
Oh,
yeah. Holy shit. This is rad. That counter was nasty.
See, that shit right there is better than Kane has ever done in a ring
Yeah.
in his entire life.
Well, so that counter works that well because Jack Evans is so flexible and made out of rubber.
Yeah.
Stealing the shine. Stealing the shine. Flock of seagulls.
Because he's like, hey, I'm in charge here, pal.
Yo.
I don't recognize the back slap as a tag.
Yeah, that okay. Are you gonna start calling it Balea?
Yeah, I'm an orthodox wrestling purist, you know that. Park, isn't he? Chris Park.
The Manhattan Center contains the Hammer Steam. What are you talking about, Moose?
I think that's something like that. It's confusing. The names have changed a bunch of times.
Oh, wow. Great stuff, man. Seidel, even then, maybe it's like especially then.
Forgot about Jimmy.
Fuck yeah.
Oh man.
Cartwheel.
Fucking jet set radio over here.
Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah.
Woo! Very nice.
Everybody do their biggest move. Oh, enough with the gymnastics.
Nice. Yeah, this is rad.
Maybe looking for the 630 splash once again. Right on the apron. Evans up top. Rolls out of the way, but Evans
Oh, crispy. Fuck, he sells like crazy. Are we not going to get the end of this match?
We're running. We got it.
Tape machines are rolling.
We'll show you the finish next week or something. No, it's over now.
You got it.
Right
There
in
you go.
time.
Awesome. Crazy. Cool. All
fun.
right, the long con continues.
Long con.
Ferg, I don't know if you know. Oh, of course you don't.
We'll go.
But when Killer Khan passed away, we did a brief tribute, and he happened to show up on the next show. So we promised that we would always have a Killer Khan match on
until we run out.
Nice.
Which Kelly had to point out to me the thing I had picked for this show. He's like, "We've done it already, dude." I'm like,
That's becoming common now. I think it's coming time to wrap up the long con.
Never.
That's just me.
How dare you, sir?
I know you guys. I'm the lone holdout.
We have to exhaust everything else that's out there.
God. I think we're down to just either
There's some
squash
very
matches
There's some very long
or
Japanese tag team matches.
Yeah, there's still a lot of Japanese matches. But yeah, it's got to be like what now? How many weeks in a row?
Kelly, you know, if you can't commit to the long con, we're gonna have to kick you out of the gang.
Really? This is
we could do like
that's
gonna break up the Beatles
over freaking con.
We got to do. I think on the 2 year, we're approaching the 2 year. I think if we can make it 3 years, I think that's good.
Well, he died. He died December 2023. And so I think beginning of January 24 was
okay. So he's Khan's fighting Mighty Inoue. I can't. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm not sure how to pronounce it either.
Who I think is
great.
I think it's Inoue.
Inoue.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. I don't know too much about him.
I looked him up a bit.
double,
His glory days were behind him, but he had been a
I
big
think
star.
so. Yeah, he was more of a 70s guy.
He looks like a dollar store Tenru kind of.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, similar hair. And he's basically a squash victim here. Yeah. It's over.
Yeah. Long Khan will never die. Fuck you, Kelly Nelson.
But I'm not. You guys got to know which ones we've already watched.
I'm depending on you.
No, I'm not gonna be that. I'm not
Then it's never gonna end. Then it's never gonna end because I'm gonna always forget.
We'll just keep playing the same fucking stupid promo again and again.
All right, our main event of the evening is the match that turned me off pretty much of UWF because of my weird obsessions.
Wow. Isn't this match good? I thought this match was good.
It is, and I don't remember it as good because I think, and Danzo were mad because Big Bubba Rogers, up until this point, was Jim Cornette's bodyguard, and now he's wearing street clothes and he's the champion. I'm giving it away. Then we're like, oh, fuck off with this shit. This sucks. Because we were aware that Crockett had bought it, right? We were like, that the level of smart fan you could be in 1980s.
Who's on color there? Was that Steve Williams?
Jim Ross and Steve Williams. John Ayers, the quote-unquote legendary football player, is somehow involved in this. But this is after Crockett bought UWF. So suddenly, Jim Cornette's bodyguard is the champion, and that turned off my smart fan brain at that time. And then when I went back and watched the match many years later, I was like, oh, this match fucking rules.
And Bubba Rogers would be pretty green still here, wouldn't he?
Yes, very much so.
You gotta love two fat dudes beating the piss out of each other.
Right. Fat and athletic.
Yeah, One Man Gang. I'm a fan of One Man Gang. I used to hate him as a kid, but like he's fucking good.
Yeah.
Good silly bumper for a big dude.
He had a great end of his career, brief run in ECW.
Oh, I don't remember that.
He had a match with Sabu at some house show that I have on a DVD somewhere. That it was like, I'm like, wow, holy shit, where'd this come from?
I'm surprised you didn't
made a member of the FBI at one point.
Really?
It was just a one night thing, but yeah.
That's awesome. I'm surprised you don't have any Amish roadkill on this set. Do the trifecta of big fat guys.
See, Amish roadkill, I gave a pass.
Dude, fuck off. Stop hating on these guys. So you like One Man Gang. He's not in, I guess it's kind of gear.
Those are tights. Those are tights and spandex.
Sort of.
That's a deep stretchy tights.
It is a deep V. He's an early hipster. Early
you could wear that. His Akeem gear was more unconventional.
It was tasteful, man.
Early investor.
Yeah, I've never seen this match before. I remember reading all about this in the mag.
I think Dan's. I can't quite remember. We'll have to ask him next time if Danzo and I were watching this together or at the same time.
Because this would have been near the end of UWF.
Yeah, it was a Saturday
thing, right?
Yeah, it was a Saturday night on U68, the channel I've talked about so often. And I remember sitting on my couch in the condo my dad and I were living in. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and Matt Funicello.
Yes.
Yep. I saw him at the WrestleCon with Slick. He was working the Hakeem gimmick. This was 3 years ago, and
because they're real life best friends.
Yeah,
this was in
Slick. 3 years ago.
Hakeem gimmick, I guess.
One Man Gang's way better.
One Man Gang's better, but I hated that Hakeem thing so fucking much, so dumb. But I heard One Man Gang recently tell the story of Vince was going to fire One Man Gang, and he and Slick were talking about it, and they're like, let's do this crazy fucking thing. Like Slick almost was like, let's try to sell this to this old racist. I love it. And he
Plus,
did.
it was a rib on Dusty Rhodes.
On Dusty, yeah,
A
right.
little bit. Well, they especially if they pitched it to Vince that way. It's a rib on Dusty. Oh, you know. And also, like, hey, look, he's a big white guy, and we're gonna pretend he's black. And Slick thought of that to save his job.
And he did the dancing. I'm sure Vince loved the dancing. Oh well, it earned him main events with Hogan and.
And it led
to main event. The breaking up of the Mega Powers.
Yes, he was part of that angle.
And it led to the greatest wrestling T-shirt of all time. Just him and One Man Gang, and just said "Never forget."
Oh yeah. So good.
Hilarious.
I like that 9/11 jokes are funny again. You know,
I know. They
it's
really
nice
make
laughing at those.
Real renaissance lately. Yeah.
Fucking love it, man.
I saw a Minecraft one recently.
Yeah, I
can't
saw
remember
that
what
one.
it said. Yeah. Oh, Johnny, that's what I wanted. Did Drez come around on the Minecraft movie? Because I told you that thing became a goddamn phenomenon, man.
No,
it's crazy. It's like fucking Rocky Horror to times 10. It's crazy. They're having to have people come out, and the ushers are having to tell kids not to bring fucking live chickens into the theaters and stuff. It's
Live
so
chickens?
I saw that.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Look,
it's insane.
Okay, I'll tell you this. I appreciate that there are people and that there's still the idea of like, hey, they made a movie out of that thing I like. Yay! It's fun. Great. Whatever. And I love that they're going nuts interactively. I still like just look at them and like, yeah, it's fucking probably a terrible movie, right? And they're just, I don't give a shit. That's so Drezzy and them saw it and they were like, basically this, that was better than we thought it'd be.
But what did the place go? Did the place go nuts though?
He said it was just like just a bunch of young teens
Sunday
going
matinee.
Yeah. Jim Ross is amazing.
It just looks super esoteric.
6'9".
6 feet 9.
Was that Terry Funk?
No. Yeah, he's just taking in the matches.
I was wondering if there's
just a
working in some
ticket thing.
Is that Nick Patrick?
No,
I thought it was Curtis again.
No,
Jesus.
Oh, here we go. Oh.
Man,
He's been
twice.
lacerated.
2 instances of color tonight.
Was this in UWF?
Yeah, this was
Country,
UWF.
or was this in Crockett?
Well, no, this was UWF, but after
Well, it was
Crockett
for
had
the
bought
belt,
it.
but was it in a UWF town?
Yes, on a UWF card.
I love everybody getting blind punches from Gang. Love it. Imagine
Which
if
then
that's
eventually leads to Steve Williams finally winning the belt from Bubba Rogers.
Bubba, yeah. And right, yeah.
And Gang goes
He
to
was the
WWF right after this.
Yes.
I mean,
Him and DiBiase left around the same
and
time.
Gang was managed by Akbar, and in the middle of the match, Akbar comes out, and now he's with Bubba.
What about that footage? Who was that? I can't remember who it was who sent me that. Getting back to Killer Khan, where Macho Man caught the mist in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen that
crazy.
before. It's
But,
great.
yeah, I want to find that full match
from MSG.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I learned this from an Asian master. Yeah. Look at that. Oh.
Just relaxing. Day at the jump. A person in like front row center is just looking at the Gang's giant ass right now.
Giant.
That ass is a one-man gang.
Trying to do the Andre.
Oh, he's trying. There, he got it. He got it.
Sorta.
Red, white, and blue. Roll.
It looks like a squib has just gone off on the
on Bubba. Yeah.
On Bubba, yeah.
Again, catches Big Bubba coming in. There's
Oh, back to RoboDoc, the guy who gets shot in the boardroom. They talked to that guy too, and he talked about how Verho was like most squibs. And he talks about how painful it was to have that many squibs explode.
I can only imagine. Oh God, dude! Thank you for reminding me about RoboDoc.
Okay. I'll be sure to send you.
Yeah, if it's on Prime too, it's four. Are they all?
I'm pretty sure that's where it is.
4 episodes.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll exorcise the demons that still haunt my nightmares.
You'll have a blast. It's great. They talk to everyone who's living. There's a cheesiness to the way the doc is made, which is perfect because it's Robo.
Oh yeah,
which is kind of cheesy. So.
And Verhoeven has a bit of like he's beer camp.
Who has lost a lot of blood in this encounter.
This was also at the time when when we first had Mid-South UWF available to us, was the first time Danzo and I heard Jim Ross. And both of us immediately agreed. We're like, oh, this guy is the best announcer in wrestling.
Nice.
Right? Everyone, it was like, no one's as good as this guy.
Yeah, it's on Prime, Trump.
Dope.
A lot of people got their eye on the belt, including Dr. Death.
Yeah. That leg drop. Snap leg drop.
Brutal.
It was pretty ugly. I think he picked the wrong leg.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Probably hurt him a bit. I think he pulled something. He's telling him, let's go home, brother.
Yeah. You fucked up my leg drop, man. What?
I love, what accent are you giving the guy from Louisville, Kentucky?
I thought he was doing a Keen accent.
Yeah.
I've never seen the gang punished in all the battles.
I did love it because at Starcade 86.
He wasn't from Cobb County, Georgia?
No, at this point, Big Bubba Rogers is from Louisville, Kentucky.
Right.
He was Jim Cornette's bodyguard.
That was a really unique sell. Oh, shit.
Ouch.
At Starcade 86, he Ronnie Garvin in a Louisville street fight.
That's right.
I was all in on because I'm like, yep, I was born in Louisville and I'm going to go to college there. It'll be over.
747.
747. Oh.
Oh, man.
Get the fuck out of my.
So Bubba was
like
a baby.
Pretty weak ref bump
No,
there, though.
okay. The audience is responding to Bubba as a babyface because they hate the one-man gang.
Right.
They don't know really who Bubba is.
One,
so
two,
he's
three.
getting baby faces. Cheers. 1, 2.
And he'd been a heel the whole time in Crockett. Right?
Yeah, but these people weren't necessarily watching Crockett.
No.
They were the mid.
But it's strange. But they just, I don't know, whatever. They wanted, or Crockett wanted Bubba to be the champ.
Yeah, as a
He took a slug in the belly.
I mean, when you got one-man gang as your champ, it's like fucking anyone else, please.
Gang was leaving. So
Gang was leaving, and Crockett's choice was Bubba, which, I mean, and you know what? Despite my whole, like, the bodyguard who wears a suit, Jim Crockett and Dusty were probably just like, Bubba can fucking work. Let's like, Sam Houston went down there too and was suddenly a big star.
Man, that's got to be in your sights now.
I'll tell you, Jimbo, I've got my eye on that UWF belt. I'll tell you.
Oh, we've talked over Steve Williams being awful on commentary.
Awful. Maybe the worst.
He's one of the worst. His promos in '88 when before he joins the Voice Varsity Club.
Is that Hat Guy in the front there?
No. Yes, he traveled. He traveled all the way. Big Bubba Rogers' music was the Peter Gunn theme.
Yeah,
which was pretty fucking great.
Oh, they're missing 2 favorites on there. A Terry Taylor reference. Holy shit!
As we wrap things up, and hopefully we don't get YouTube flagged for copyright on the music, but let's turn this up a little bit because this is one of our classic ECW music videos that is as long as an actual music video. It's awesome, featuring Jason Knight, the sexiest man in the world, and Mr. Hughes.
Mr. Hughes.
In ECW 1993.
Giving a beatdown to the Sandman and his...
in
his actual Sandman beach bum.
Morris Day delivering a knee to the head.
It's Jason Knight, who's also wrestling in a suit. You know, here's how much... See, when we have a big star
that's like a
Ferguson
zoot
on, we're going to go, even though I don't like that, we're going to have nothing but it.
This is so weird.
Yeah. By the time I started watching ECW, Jason was like the lowest of the low, like male valet guy.
Pretty much, yeah.
I like him. Like, is that like Disco Inferno roll where it's
Look
like
at
you don't
those.
just get your ass beat?
Look
Not bad.
look at the shoulder pads on Jason Knight's
Tampa Bay
jacket.
Lightning jersey.
It's
All right.
great.
This was expansion.
Dude.
There he is.
Expansion year.
Carson Daly with a mullet.
Tampa Bay Lightning. What a great era this was.
Yeah.
High school for Travis and me.
Who are we fighting here? Like this kid.
It's a bunch of job guys.
Amazing. Yeah, I want this full match. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dope drop
from
kick.
the big man.
I'm telling you, Rusty Bucks goes for a drop kick on that Tuesday Night Titans.
Oh yeah, we never
No,
finished the roster of jobbers on that.
Yeah. Rusty
TNT.
Bucks.
4 more.
Mario Mancini.
Well, you know what?
Yeah,
Hey,
Mancini,
you have
yeah.
to you have to pay $5 and tune into the Patreon.
Yeah, all
to get
right,
the
good.
rest
I
of
gave
that
you
list.
one more.
So 3 more. Mancini.
Hilarious.
Mr. Hughes looked like legit mean.
Yeah.
His mean mugging face, that mean mugging face looked scary.
Wrestling in the sunglasses most of the time too. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, that was.
We saw Mr. Hughes live at the Saddle Dome, Kelly.
Yes.
At the
Summer of '93.
against Bret Hart.
No.
No, who did he face?
I don't know. Bret wrestled Lex Luger in a lumberjack.
Lex Luger. That's right.
Hughes
Can't
at
remember who he
that
faced.
point.
Might have been Tito Santana.
Could have been Owen Hart. I think Owen was. Owen definitely. I think Owen maybe wrestled Damian Demento or something like that.
Come on, what the fuck is that?
He was Owen the Rocket. Hart.
Owen and Hughes would have had a sick match.
No, I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't Owen and Hughes. I'm gonna look it up.
All right. Again, for the Patreon,
For
if
the
you want
Patreon,
that.
you will get the
Big time
results.
information.
July,
Thank you.
I
Thank
think
you,
maybe
Mike.
the 9th.
So great to have you here, buddy.
Hey, Mike, thanks again, man. That
We
was
can do
that's
this
so
again
much
soon.
fun.
Yeah. But yeah, stay tuned for the.
And this ain't over.
Referee Vinny Lax. Thanks for joining us, pal. On the way out. Thank you,
There we
Moose and Haphazard and everybody else.
Yep, and someone needs to start using this as entrance music because that song is perfect entrance.
Oh, there was some Donkey Kong in the way out. Another
Yeah, a little bit.
Another
Everybody.
Yeah, another big Ferg and I favorite.
Is this?
I'm trying to get out of
Absolutely.
here.